The fact that it's actually almost a week now, and to this day, the government, I don't know if you can still call them government, those guys in power cannot even be honest, cannot even come clean. And this William Ruto comes from abroad, returns, and do not even have the empathy. Imagine, do not even have the empathy to actually visit and say Paula to the parents. And he had the audacity to tell us that he will actually, he announced 3 days of mourning. So why do you want us to mourn and for 3 days and you're not mourning? You're just going to a project. So to the kids, to the parents, to the school, to the Kenyans mourning, it did not matter to him. It just went on with just all this PR stuff. So I was wondering, in modern societies, when actually the public speak out and say no and actually express their anger, in the West or most civilized democracies, they change things. They're scared of the reaction of the public. But in Kenya, no matter how we cry out, no matter the protest, no matter the anger, no matter whatever the Kenyans say or how intense things get, it looks like William Ruto and the government actually gets more emboldened. They're doing it was and was and was. Imagine now, if you look back between January 25 of this year, sorry, June 25 of this year, and today, if we just look back, are we in a worse position or are we in a better off? Things have completely gone so bad. I think I don't know. I could be wrong, but the way I think the system has, this started with just a finance bill 2024. We just wanted to reject the finance bill, but 240 dead bodies in the mosques in Nairobi. The governor of Nairobi had the audacity to say he's going to dispose of those bodies. The parents are still looking for the guys who were killed. Some are still in prison. The theft of public funds got so worse. It's Adani. There are many more they're cooking now that we don't know. Someone actually shared a report that they said the amount of money the government of Kenya in 30 years will make from this deal is actually $2 billion. If the bill will have gone through in 10 years, in 30 years, $2 billion. And the amount that the airport itself will generate in that period of time without any investment, as it is, will get $10 billion. Look at that, $10 billion. And now we get $2 billion. So basically, we're just selling ourselves for absolutely nothing, nothing in return. So I honestly think there's something about these people that we don't know completely. I think I think maybe they decided, that moment that this guy was told you'll be non-NATO ally, non-NATO member, non-NATO ally of the United States. Since then, uh, everything went worse. Is there a plan?
Finalized.
Oh, yeah, sure, sure. Is there a plan? Is there something that we don't know that these guys are up to? I don't know. So as I finish, I think what we need to do is, considering everything that has happened, William Ruto, because now he has Raila Odinga, he has the parliament, he does everything that he wants to do, and no amount of noise, no amount of protest will actually stop him. And most of the unions actually they easily get sold out. We had some hope with the workers' union of JKA. See, it did not even go to 24 hours. They actually got sold. So I think we need to come up with a plan. Uh, say like 200 Kenyans to become a lead activist, each managing 50 people, 200 times 50, which will be diehard patriots who will actually be an action team. So you have 200 times 50 people, 10,000. So we train those 10,000, and any type of a project, any time of an issue that we need to address, we'll just say, okay, those 200 guys, bring a team together. Okay, are we occupying State House tomorrow? 10,000 in. Are we occupying Parliament? 10,000 in. We need a plan. We cannot rely on what we have been doing in the last 3 months. I think we need to use our brains. We are educated people. We need to be more organized. We cannot continue claiming that we are tribeless, leaderless, formless. It's not producing anything. So please, as much as we speak on this space every day, let's think about how we can utilize our energies together to come up with something productive. Thank you very much.
Are you guys planning a military coup or what? Anyway, Paul Otieno,
Morning Wanyama.
good morning. You speak.
Okay, ni mimi niko tu na swali moja yenye nataka kama kuna mtu anaweza nijibu, mnaweza nijibu. How is it possible to do a postmortem to someone who burned beyond recognition?
Yeah, can I speak to that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person who killed you will not care about the result of the postmortem. So it is the killer who is doing the postmortem, so he doesn't care.
Mohammed, I didn't hear you clearly.
I said to the killer, the person who killed you, right? The question was, how will you do a postmortem if the body is completely burnt, right? That was the question, right?
Yes, yes.
So if I killed you and burnt your body, and I'm doing the postmortem, I don't care about how the result turn out. It is the government killing, the government banning, and the government doing the postmortem.
That's tricky. I understand now. But isn't there something DNA can do?
Yeah, but do you have independent bodies that do the DNA in Kenya?
There's actually a DCI laboratory that is mandated to do that, but the problem is they have been
This,
fighting. They
this
have been fighting
DCI.
with. Let me finish first. Let me finish
Yeah.
first. They have been fighting with IPOA for that laboratory to be independent from the DCI. Do you get? Because again, if it's DCI controlling all the forensic equipment that we are having, and it's the police or whoever is being involved, they can mask whatever they want to mask. So that's the issue at the moment. But there is equipment that can do that. The only problem is, man, most of these guys like investigating everything are just there's lack of trust from the people. So I get what you're saying, Mohammed.
Yeah, Wanyama.
I want to hear from Aguko. Aguko, stage ya pikipiki wanasemaje as we go on?
Sijaingia town, nilitoka late kidogo, lakini nasikia town is very hostile. Huko akukaliki leo hiyo ya along hiyo Haile Selassie, ukikuja na hivyo roundabout ukiteremka mpaka OTC. I'm being told kuna strike huko ya Mudhurwa market kuanzia saa 8 usiku. Hata
Yes.
naona somebody is texting me ananiambia nisitumie hiyo barabara ya Jogoo Road nikiingia town, niingie through other ways, lakini nisitumie Jogoo Road.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
anybody in
kuna
town anaweza tupea taarifa kuihusu what is happening.
hiyo ni confirmed Aguko. There is a strike going on in town and the reason is Sakaja decided to offer a memo. So the memo is this is going to bring to your attention the Nairobi City County Government's decision to decongest the Nairobi Central Business District for smooth vehicle traffic and human flow. It has been decided that all onion, pineapple, oranges, and potato traders operating outside and inside the market to relocate to Kangundo Road Market, where there is spacious trading space and ample parking for business. This notice takes effect immediately. Kindly comply to the notice. And it has been CC to. Actually, it's Kumali, the AG County Secretary and Head of County Public Service, the one who released this. That's Godfrey. And it's copied to the governor, deputy governor, county executive committee member, county chief officer. So that's the reason why, because those
But
fruit
I
vendors
can
were
remember
decided.
Wanyama, to cut you short, I can remember ile wakati wa Uhuru, by the time Kangundo Road Market was being constructed, after the finishing of Kangundo Road Market, because I'm living along that Kangundo Road, I can remember watu waliletwanga huku na the traders from this other side wakajam mpaka ikaleta some chaos mpaka wenye walikuja huku from the side of town. By the time they wanted, I think there is something which they wanted to construct, either a bus park or something there in Mudhurwa market, na traders wa huku walileta shida mpaka the people wenye waliletwa huku waka make decision ya kurudi town. Ilishindikana wakati wa Uhuru. The same thing is happening with the green park. You know, these people are just planning, not knowing that the side effects, yani they are just looking for the good effects, lakini hawaangalii the side effects of everything that they are planning. Everything as a, how do we say it? Anything has an advantage and a disadvantage. So they don't usually concentrate on the disadvantage side, those who are planning these things, because traders walitoka all the way wakakuja huku by the time they wanted to construct sijui a bus station or something like that, lakini traders from this other side, also this other side has traders. Hata hapo Kangundo market kuna traders, even though wako wachache, lakini kuna traders. So itakuwa tricky.
Sawa. I don't know how to handle that, because as well, let's accept your place. Mudhurwa has a lot of traffic. If you've been there, I don't know how they're going to decongest it. But pia kuamka tu asubuhi na kusema this is the law, it's not proper. But again, let's bring back our attention to whatever is happening, that is Endarasha. So please, tuendelee na maneno ya Endarasha kwa sahi. Tomboya. Tomboya.
Hello, yes, I hope I'm audible.
Very audible.
Yeah, yeah. So what I can say is that Kenya, we really need a third eye to know what is happening, because maybe the people we see as our leaders are not interested in our lives. I believe there is a serious agenda to depopulate the world, and Kenya is just but the first area where they are doing their experiments. The worst of it is that our leaders are very great. They are being enticed and they are making their bank accounts grow huge at the detriment of Kenyans. And largely, we were saying Ruto must go, and we still believe Ruto must go. They have exercised different strategies to distract Kenyans. Every day there is a news, there is a breaking news. And if you see that schools are burning left, right, and center, fires everywhere. It started by a fire that was somewhere around Mukuru Kwanjenga. It is total distractions. We are not expected to have focus. We are being killed by the bullet. We are being killed. Our agriculture sector is being killed. Everything is not working in this country. And largely so that our leaders are silent, especially the parliamentarians and those in the Senate. They are silent because their own interest is wakule tu. And Kenyans, we really need to get out and make sure that we chase all these people away from those leadership offices. There was hyena that there are hyena currently somewhere in Juja. They are attacking people and even killing people, but I don't know. Kenyans have not talked about this. I saw only Gadomi wa Muchomba talked about it. People are told that hawafai kupiga hao hyena, and life is just moving as normal. So it's so unfortunate that as much as all these atrocities are happening, hakuna leadership yenye imejitokeza kututetea. So we are actually alone. Kenyans, we are alone against our oppressors, who some of us perceived to be leaders, but they are not. What we need to do is also to organize ourselves and be together as we plan to bring a new government and make sure that all these other people who are currently overseeing the atrocities in this country are taken to jail. We must not be distracted. The main agenda, I believe, is to drain the swamp, to make sure that all these people go home. Because the reality is that when it is working for you, when you are able to feed yourself from it, you will not see the sense when Kenyans are complaining. That's why even Raila Odinga is silent, though at this age he has done his best, and I don't really expect him to do much or to speak for us. He started when he was young. It is also our time. It is also our time to just do our best and stand to defend this country. It is a political game, but the game is aimed at killing us. Let us stand out
Tom,
and make sure. Yes?
there's something with your mic, but even as you clear that, I would like you to summarize, and we allow also other speakers to voice their concerns or their voice on the Endarasha thing. So, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me just finish. I just received a call that distracted my microphone. But as I conclude is that Kenyans, as we are speaking here, kindly be intentional, be ready to participate in politics. Sure that the Kenyans who are not able to access the spaces, to those who are not able to access the social media platforms, they get this information. We do it in our neighborhood and everywhere we are walking. Some of us are not just showing images or not, or everywhere, or videos, but we are doing it, keep doing it, and make sure you are going to run for it.
Thank you, Tom Boya, and by the way, thank you guys who come back every day, and for the ones who are joining us for the first time. And in the evening from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Marvin Mabonga's timeline as well. So please. The date of the incident is 5th September 2024. The location is Kieni, Nyeri County, Kenya. The student population as total enrollment is 824 students, with 316 being boarders, which contradicts with the DCI report, which says 330. Affected dormitory was housing 156 boys from grades 4 to 8. The president ordered a thorough investigation into the cause of the fire, and the community response is that the locals and the parents rushed to the scene with a somber mood enveloping the community, which, of course, you have to understand why there was a somber mood. National leaders, including the president, deputy president, and former president, expressed condolences and called for a swift investigation. But do we really trust our investigative agencies? That's the question. Do we really trust what they're giving us? Are they doing the proper job? So the DCI is involved. That's, if you don't know what the DCI is, that's the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. And the site is cordoned off for investigation. The safety concerns, because what are the safety protocols across schools in Kenya? That's what we need to also drive this conversation towards. How many schools do we have, and how many of them? It doesn't have to be a boarding school, because these fires can happen from anywhere. So the DPP as well ordered an investigation to determine if negligence was involved, which truly the security person was asleep. But also, where is the boarding master? Where is the school principal? The owner of the school? What are the repercussions for this? The survivors mentioned that the fire might have started. My English. Survivors mentioned that the fire might have started from an exploding bulb, though this needs confirmation, because KPLC said there is nothing that went wrong from a power surge or etc. That's the investigation. So if KPLC are denying it, the survivors are saying might have come from an exploding bulb. An exploding bulb that causes fire? I mean, there has to be petrol somewhere or fuel or whatever. So these are the questions that we are asking. Nothing adds up, and DCI is silent. They're just releasing letters that have numbers that don't tally up. Mike, I see Mike on the mic. More fights. Mike, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, speak to us. What's up? What do you think about these Endarasha things and the state of schools in Kenya?
Yeah. I think it's so sad what is happening. Condolences to the family and to the family members who are suffering. I think what we need to do is have our government be accountable. I think what we are having currently as a government is, I don't know, we call it incompetent, and people need to be held responsible. If you look at the DCI report, for example, heads need to turn when such things happen. If it was another country, I think by today, people would be resigning from those posts after such a blatant error. One thing that I'm concerned about this story is we are getting reports of missing children, but there's nothing concrete for people to go around and follow up on. If we can get these parents whose children are actually missing to speak out and give out the names of these children, because the government that we have currently, we've realized that it needs public actions for things to happen. We have parliament, we have failing institutions, the DCIs and the ESCCs. All these institutions are failing Kenyans and working for the executive. So if these parents can come out, give out the names and the details of these kids that are actually missing, then people would have something concrete to go about with. But currently what we have is silence. The media is not reporting anything. The people on the streets are only going out with the rumors here and there, but nothing concrete is coming out. So if you can actually get the names of these pupils who are missing and the parents who are looking for these students, so that people can go out and put this government to task to produce these people. Back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Papa, Dasimuna.
Thank you, guys. Good morning, Kenyans and everyone else. Mine is just to express my frustrations, beginning from the time when we were on the streets from 18th of June. We've been killed, we've been arrested, we've been abducted. Sometimes later, bodies were found in the quarry dumping site. The exercise to retrieve the bodies was stopped. So many things are happening, so many bad things are happening in Kenya. But then I want to believe that it's now time to just stop complaining. We just need to take an action. Because until when shall we be begging the government, asking the government to do something? When we rightly know that this is one government which is perpetrating most of these atrocities. Until when shall we keep complaining? Until when shall we keep asking for something to be done when it is apparent that no one is willing to do anything good for Kenyans? Can we just, guys, organize ourselves well and go back to the streets? We can't keep on complaining. Students have died, people are missing. Everyone else is quiet. We are still waiting for DCI, for government to give us reports, which are just utter nonsense. We can't continue this way, in my opinion. We don't need to wait for anybody else to do something good. Let us organize ourselves. Let us please chart the way forward for giving solution to all these problems. Yesterday and Tuesday, we planned to occupy JKIA, but sadly enough, the CAU members who only care about their job, they decided to call off the strike. So for them, they are fighting for their job. For the rest of us Kenyans, we are fighting for Kenya, for our ports. We are in the middle. We who care about Kenya, we are stranded. What do you need to do? Guys, please let's not complain anymore, because we know there is a problem. We shall not solve the problems by complaining about the problem. And talking about the problem doesn't mean that we are providing the solution. If going back to the street is the best way possible, guys, my plea is that let's organize ourselves. Let us organize ourselves and do something about it. It's so urgent. Thank you, guys.
Thank you too. And I want to give you 10 occurrences, 9 at least, which to bring to your attention that fires have always been an issue in our schools. That's, of course, the reason why we are having even this conversation, as I try and get the people that went to Nyeri or are going to Nyeri to get us more information, as much as the site has been cordoned off for DCI to do their job. So, of course, you guys know about Hillside and Endarasha. That is in 2024. Excuse my background, by the way. There's nothing I can do about the Mutina in the background as well. So, Hillside and Endarasha, that is in 2024. Isiolo Girls High School as well. You heard about it. That's in 2024. Buhalarire Secondary School, that is 2024. Ortum Boys 2024. Njia Boys High School 2024. Moi Girls High School in 2017. Asumbi Girls Boarding Primary School in 2012. Endarasha Boys Secondary School in 2010. And Kianguli Secondary School in 2001, where 67 students died. So, what's a history of fires? It really needs to be handled, and I don't know how, because again, ni kama kuna mtu anacheza about this. I come to think of it, even us when we were in boarding school, I don't think there was apart from the fire assembly point, I don't think there were any other mitigation points apart from kuita zimamoto, if you know what zimamoto is. But it's risky. I don't know. It's very risky. I want to bring in Stephen, but naona hapo kwenye there are several listeners as well. Thanks for tuning in. Anti-Redemptor, you can also ask for the mic. Good morning to you. Stephen hey, Stephen, you know that name. Monsieur Stephen Olumasai, are you here with us? Guys, can anyone hear Stephen?
No, Wanyama. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Aguko. I can't hear Stephen. Stephen, you can drop and then ask for the mic. In the meantime, let's go to Ask Ochi. I hope now you will be able to speak. Ochi, Mr. Ochi, this man, the El Jefe, the El Jefe, the El Jefe, the El Jefe. Guys, what's happening? The El Jefe. Okay, if that's
Pea
not
hawa
pardon,
watu wengine kama wako, pea anti-redemptor mic.
relax Aguko. Kazi ni yangu ya moderation. Relax. Hautatufunza kazi kwa ground na online. Ah, before Redemptor, Ndovu, you were here before. That's why I'm asking for you. Ndovu,
Yeah. It's good topic.
lakini una sound mbali na microphone bana. Jaribu kusongea kidogo.
Okay.
Okay, as Ndovu sorts out the mic, anti-Redemptor.
Good morning, Wanyama.
Karibu sana, talk to us.
Okay, Ndovu arudi. Okay, sawa. So good morning, everyone. Occupy Endarasha. Yesterday I saw it was trending. Many years ago, because I always go back, we had issues with schools, and the president of Kenya, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, ordered for a task force to go around the country and investigate what was going on in our schools. They came up with a report that they didn't want to share because it implicated people. But Sunkuli still tabled that report in Parliament. We don't know if it was the whole report, but that is when the discovery for devil worship in schools was revealed. We are talking about over 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago. I think the situation is worse right now because we are dealing with too many other evils in society and social problems. I learned yesterday that crystal meth is available in the town I live in at only 80 shillings. Bangi here is 30 shillings. I think in Nairobi, a roll is 50 shillings. So I'm just saying that in those days, we had issues of drugs in schools, and the only drug that was known was Bangi. Of course, there were a few other kids who were more exposed. I'll talk about the Changoli case because I later met a family member of a young man who died in that fire. And the story was that they had planned, the group that had planned to burn the school were not going to burn it to kill anyone. They were going to burn it just to go home as a sign of rebellion. But what happened is, mnanisikia by the way?
Tunakusikia.
Yeah, because another window popped asking me to join the space. So for me, the shock was discovering that the young man was in jail for this crime, had confessed that they had planned, yes, they had planned to set the school ablaze when the others were in the dorm. But akakula vitu zake and he confused the days. And the person who was telling me was like, they pushed so much for those boys to be sentenced until they heard that story. There was a change of heart of what really happened here. Leo sisi kuya pro conspiracy theories, but The other day, when there was a ritual that was being done at the Likoni, when I saw the clip, I saw people asking how can they join. So now people are actively joining cults or anything. Wakisikia Illuminati, they join. I'm not here to say I know what happened in Endarasha. If I had the resource in the world, I would be in Nyeri tomorrow. Because what I've discovered about these things that happen, these mysterious things that happen in this country, it doesn't matter if they corner off the site of the crime, of the incidents, the people will tell you stories here and there. You will gather a lot of stories. But one thing is for a fact, the report of Moy, 40 years later, we've really never understood what they found. So even all these other things that are happening in this country, like what really happened with these children, I don't like to speculate. I'm wondering, did they hide the skeletal remains? Did they take some of those to cover the evidence? And now we have a situation where children are missing. Were these children abducted? Were they taken? Are we ever going to find out? Because there are cartels in this country that specialize in child trafficking. It is an underreported case. And trafficking in this country does not even entail going to another country. Things happen within our borders. So I think how we fix social problems, apart from getting outraged, is to now decide for yourself. The other day when there were floods, I saw parents taking their children to school. And I was thinking, what is wrong with these parents? Do you know the era you're living in, you can actually homeschool your child? Why are you doing the things we did 30 years ago, 40 years ago when we had no choice? Boarding schools back in those days were 300 boys maximum, 400 maximum. But now you have schools with 1,000, 3,000. How do you expect, what is the mob psychology? Among the things that I've done with my life is visit prisons while I was preaching the gospel. And I went to committee one time, and I think they had a population of 6,000 prisoners. And so what they do, they depopulate. I'm digressing, but I'm just talking about the mob, the institutionalization of human beings. And I'm comparing committee with secondary schools for a reason. Follow me, I'm going somewhere. When I went to committee, at one time they depopulate. So what they do is they decide that out of the 6,000 or whatever number in committee, they have to transfer 1,500 prisoners. So they sit them in the yard. I tell you, people buy their freedom. A prisoner calls, oh, they're taking me to Kingongo, they might take me to even Shimolatewa. You go and you do your thing, and that person is taken back to the cell. I was just highlighting corruption. So when I asked the officer in charge of committee, what is it like to manage 6,000 men? His reply has shocked me to this day. He said, in Kenya, it is easier to manage men in prison than it is to manage children in boarding school. That told me I will never take my child to a boarding school, because you take an innocent child and in 3 months, you've lost that person. Now, these parents who take children to boarding school when they're 8 years, I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just talking to the situation in our country. When you make that decision that it is more convenient for the child to be in that school so that I can look for money, do you realize your child can learn through YouTube? It is better to have your child than what you're taking, oh, and akona tabia mbaya, ameanza kuhang out with the wrong crowd, let me take this child too. So we will never know. We might not know in this regime, in the next 2 years, because for me, Changuli, I was curious, but I'd never met anyone who was either a survivor or knew someone who had lost a loved one. But when I met that young woman and she told me what happened to her brother and what they discovered during the hearing, because parents were so angry. Changuli was one of the saddest cases, Changuli and Kizito in Meru, where there was a stampede, and there's one member of parliament who said the boys did not mean to do any harm. They just wanted to rape the girls. And there was an uproar in this country. Who says that? How do you even say, oh, rape was better, that was the intention? So are we going to find out what happened in Endarasha? The sad news is, even if you say let's occupy, even if you do what, There's a process. And I shared about this process in a forum one time. And I said, this is the process of not getting justice. It is called forensics. Those parents are going to give their DNA. And I am sorry and I am sad. It is going to take a year or two before we even know what's going to happen. Maybe theirs will be different. But I can give you 10 cases where DNA is involved. The cost of doing DNA is not unaffordable in this country. It is just the will to seek justice for families. So I don't know the process they're going to do, but this number is smaller. It's 22. It's children. They will have compassion. The idea that children are missing, for me, I do not want to engage in that case. I already engaged in one case. It can make you go crazy. So I'm just hoping there's a Kenyan who loves to protect children, who is going to step into that situation, not even an organization, an individual. I'm hoping there are people who are going to, because the most ignored thing is mental health. Yet there's a bill for mental health in this country. There are thousands and millions of funds every year that are given to cater for our mental wellness. Yet you'll find these families, at most, volunteers will go. And some of these volunteers who go to give interventions, psychological interventions in crisis situations, they're also students. They are going to write papers about it. So the victims, we have clusters and clusters of traumatized Kenyans. Hao walipoteza watoto wao, hao walikufa Shakahola, hao they were in a bus. Let me just take you back a while ago. There was a bus, the university bus, KU bus. Has anybody even followed that to see if they are receiving any counseling? So we have groups and groups and pockets of people who have received trauma. So my heart goes to all the families, my caution to all the parents, please stay with your child. Please check on your child, even on a daily basis. And the last one I'll say is the ignored boy child in this situation. That also is depicted in this tragedy. That you hear a story today, I've just seen a story about the teachers opened the konji, in fact they called it konji, for the girls, and they came out through the emergency door. But when you look at maybe where the boys are sleeping and the care that is given to them, children are getting hurt. There's a lot of sexual assault in boarding schools. So, I mean, let's use this opportunity to talk to the young parents here, because I know I talk to a lot of millennials. Boarding school is not a solution for whatever situation your family is going through. It is not a solution. And yet the guidelines are there, because we know there are boarding schools in the remotest parts of Kitui, and there is a boarding school for high class. Brookhouse has a boarding facility. So what standards are we going to use even if we have guidelines? Because we know the facility ilikuwa imepartitioniwa na mabati. There were triple deckers in that school. And if you remember the Kenyan situation, you pay school fees, Wanyama, but you'll never be allowed to get in the dorm of your child. So we have a lot of work. The other day I came when we were angry at the new model of a university, and people did thumbs down for me when I said, imagine we have to fix Kenya first before we fix some of these institutions. Imagine even if people have a gap year in 2024 and they don't go to university, so that these things can be fixed. Nobody will die because they didn't get their degree when they were scheduled to get their degree. We are better off stopping killing, stopping tragedies like this, having good governance, having a chance of having a free and fair election, than we are about fighting about the new model. It has to be done because it has to be done. But I'm just saying, there's a way we are fighting so many things, and then these tragedies keep coming, dropping. And the accidents will be back on. Of course, hamtaki kusikia hii story, but kuna occultism in this country. People say, I don't know how we can be protected. I sit and ask myself, so am I safe? How is my child safe? But it's good to know that could be one of the issues. These children could have been taken, or these children were taken and buried. I mean, we are talking about such a grave issue. I feel like I'm minimizing even by holding this conversation. So just to say that we need to work on a good governance in this country. Then we can fix our education sector. It needs to be our focus. I don't know if I'm making sense. Asante.
Thanks, Redemptor. Actually, these are the days I might actually start believing the conspiracy theories. Like, niliwaambia, in every conspiracy theory kuna kuanga na some little bit, a tinge of truth. Just a tinge. But days like this when it's gloomy and all that, because man, ni watoto bana. Anyway, Esco Ino Junior, good morning.
Good morning Wanyama, jambo.
Jamaa unakoroma badala ya kuongea.
Tulia.
Kawaida Junior is our co-host. Kama kawaida, he will be picking it up at some point. And by the way, thank you for waking up. I'm really proud of you. The rest, I'm waiting for them to come in as we continue with the conversation. KD, I see you're burning. Talk to me. KD, hautainua mkono na unakosa kuongea. Unmute. Uongee baba.
Me, I want to play devil's advocate. And kitu nanikula kichwa. Kuna ofisi ya gawa baka wali allocate chapa ya boy child. I think mali Kenya Kwanza imenifikisha ni you just have to try and piece everything together. And we got to a point and said it's not constitutional. And the person came and actually ranted very arrogantly and said, "You will not stop me from doing the work of saving the boy child." But she has not said anything in this whole incident. I don't know if you think the way I think. You know, listen to this.
And I love these boy children. I love them because I know if they had something to do, they would do it differently. And let me tell you, when you see these young men who are out there, they are the future for this nation. And if you do not take care to bring them back to the center, things are going to go very bad. And I love...
Really? Really? Just ponder on that.
Where? Maneno ni mengi. The El Jefe. Are you back? Never play a man on his own game, bana. Jama, ongea. By the way, if you're wondering who that was that KD was highlighting, that is one Dorcas Rigathi Gashagwa, our own pastor, self-appointed pastor, who decided to save the boy child. Na mpaka leo, the boy child has not been saved. El Jefe.
Wanyama.
I can hear you speak, bana. We've been waiting for you to speak.
Sorry for the inconveniences. Ni stories are Monet. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning to you.
Maybe I don't have much to say, but first of all, I just have to ask this: where are the clergy? Where are the church leaders? Where are those people going to churches, kneeling down, saying that they want to be saved, saying that they want to pray for this nation, whereby people are dying like flies everywhere? Hawa se wako wapi ba? Aya, this is what I have prepared for you guys. Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2 3. Wanasema nimecheck sana, though hata token ya stima sijalipa cause sija update meter box yangu. KPLC walicheza na waya, nikapata update ya no power countrywide. Hapa ndipo niligundua kuwa Kenya imezingirwa na giza. Kwa sasa penye giza pana siri, ama ni serikali. We have leaders who are afraid of light but feed themselves during the night. Those spit lies during the day, hata night wa ukoloni hawezi fika hii level. We have tried our best kama young eagle akitaka kutoka kwa nest, but someone somewhere is killing us slowly, day in day out, all in the name of leadership. Nilijoin forces niposa ni practice loyalty, democracy, serving the people, citizens for the country. Hii yote ni conspiracy of the highest degree. Politicians wananunua degree na PhDs na hata akili ya kuzaliwa haiko. Ni manifesto tu. First cry out on accountability and responsibility. Tuliitwa criminals and it was treason. But who is condemning all these on us? A killer, a dictator, mtukufu lies, a thief, a toxic guy. Next day ako church na sadaka nono, utadhani anafanya kazi kwa bidii, kumbe anakula jasho yetu. You can't kill us and lead us. Parliament, Githurai, Kware, Endarasha, take me back in time, 2007. This is a sacrifice for someone to benefit from. They have shown us how to deal with these matters. Now it is out of hands. Manake, it's blood for blood. As Wazungu say, this is war. Where is our women politicians? Where are mapastors, mapadri, na clergy mzima? Location turned on. Kuna speakers zimekuwa hired. State House kuna crusade na maombi ya kufunga. But why lie to us every now and then? Children are innocent souls. But wamekuwa pia agenda ya siasa. Na sasa hatuna masaa ya kupoteza. We call for accountability. Tukubali tukatae. This is not a call for negotiation. Or who is blinking fast. This is war. And we march until we are unmatched. Where are we heading with this kind of dirty politics? To an extent, maisha ya Mkenya imechezwa kama poka. Hata joka anakuanga serious kwa card, though he doesn't make us laugh. Ni kesho utaona msaada wa magunia ya rice, na huku lies zimekuwa spread, hatupati wali. Fuck the politicians, the system, and the endorsements. Furthermore, the government, bure kabisa. One man down, battlefield. Roger Sergeant Ouma, Roger Sergeant Ali. I hope huyo ni Zakayo, manake this is everyone's prayer. But mapastors na clergy wanafungia hii maombi na tumbo zao kubwa zimejaa wizi, ufisadi, damu za Wakenya, chakula za msaada, taxpayers money, manifesto bure na kadhalika. We hope for the best, we pray for light, but we won't wake up tomorrow and make our future bright. Fire is burning and is now or never. We march to the battlefield because this is war. Thank you, guys. That is what I had prepared for you today. And Wanyama, Kioti Sonko, SK Koino, thank you for the platform. And I'll be having another one in the evening. Day in, day out. Mimi nitakuwa na inject.
Asante sana El Jefe. I was actually enjoying it. Will repeat the last statement, the last sentence.
The last sentence. Okay. We hope for the best. We pray for light, but we won't wake up tomorrow morning and make our future bright. Fire is burning and is now or never. We march to the battlefield because this is war.
Haya, mmesikia. Maneno ndio haya.
Politicians washatuonyesha like there's no need of going to State House ati tunaongea ati pale county assembly ati yeye tunapiga mdomo na hawa si. There was a time yenye Githurai kulikuwa na massacre. And someone said, you know, we have to cry with Githurai because you don't know who is next. And we can see ilianza na Shakahola ikapotea hivyo, ikakuja parliament wase walimadwa, ikapotea hivyo. Githurai wase wamemadwa in cold blood. Kware saa imagine ni watoi hata kwa siasa hawayuko hapo, hawayuko manze. We need to wake up. Washatuonyesha hii ni vita, hakuna cha kutupa mdomo hapa. This is war. And for sure, I'm telling you, I'll have another episode of what I've prepared called The African Child. So stay tuned and have a good day to all.
Okay, sawa, asante sana. Marvin Mabonga, na kuona umefika. Good morning, sir. How have you slept? Well rested?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. It's a very nice morning here in the city. There are a lot of cries all over. Where are our kids anyway? Nilala fiti bwana. Nilala late as usual. Yeah, and so kwa hiyo sijui siku hizi unatumia mafuta gani. Kuna venye unalala 4 alafu unaamka 6. Anyway. Sijui unatumia mafuta gani siku hizi. Mimi yangu ni kama imeanza kuishaisha lakini I'll recharge. I had a very nice night. Nishaamka. Naona auntie anacheka tu hapa. Auntie, I hope you are good. It's been a minute since I talked to you. You can see you are here. Thank God for the rains. Being here at this early in the morning at your age, auntie, is not something to joke about. You really love this country.
Amka mapema, nyinyi ndio mna night runners.
Hizi kujua utakuja na hiyo comeback anyway. But ni sawa. We'll work on that anyway. So wanyama mimi niko fiti. Yeah. I woke up early in the morning, did some house chores, you understand, and nikakumbuka kumbe nafaa kuingia Twitter bwana. Kabidi ni recharge data and now I'm here. So I'm good. We're still thinking about our kids and of course Endarasha here are coming. We are coming there. You must tell us where the kids are anyway. Sawa wanyama, nashukuru.
Sawa. Welcome to the morning show. Marvin walikuwa na host the evening show of Sauti ya Mwananchi. We keep it rolling for you guys, so we have to get good governance at the end. Faceless ndiye alikuwa next. Is it faceless or is it, unajua huwezi jua from that picture, inaweza kuwa ni mwanadada. Faceless. It's a guy.
Yes.
Bana, mtu kwa mnatupatia bana indication. Mr. Miss, usika jina hatuwezi jua na umeweka picha ya mwanadada. Good morning to you, Faceless.
Good morning to you too. Today I come here very pissed off, manze, and I'm going to point my guns directly to where they belong. As much as my bullet might never get to the person that I'm talking about. So my problem starts with this white piece of meat called Mwaura. Things like anafikirianga sisi ni wajinga. And I pray to God that we get that son yenye nakujanga January mchome mpaka ashike adabu. Because this man, I'm very sure it will come a time atakuja kusema the reason as to why they haven't been accounted, the 70 kids have not been accounted for at their parents that are coming to claim kids they didn't own. Like you didn't have a kid and you're showing up at a school asking for a kid you didn't take there. That is what they will come up with next. And I'm very sure, just hold your horses. You will definitely hear that. And this kind of governance that we have, these people are the same people walifuata watu mpaka chini ya kitanda. They found them. How hard is it to track or rather trace somebody mwenye kutoka shule? Nani anaweza chukua mtoto wa mtu aende akaishe kwa nyumba? If they have already buried them, they just come clean waseme, nyewe namba ilikuwa kubwa, but we couldn't come publicly and say we lost let's say 20, we lost 20 more, that makes it 40, or we lost 70, we lost 100. That is something they should come up and come clear of it. I don't know if I'm audible. All right. So I'm really pissed off, and whenever this guy speaks, as in I think my blood keeps on boiling. I'm just making him my personal enemy because whoa, this man is a fool. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much, Wanyama, and have a lovely day.
Aya, asante bro, asante. Sorry. Who is here? Tuko na nani hapa? Show the new trend. Jambo.
And please, ukishaongea, naona kuna request hapa and the speaker panel is full. Ukishaongea, please, you can yield the mic so that I can bring someone else up. Ladies and gentlemen, asanteni sana. Show the new trend. Are you there?
Yes, my brother, I'm here. What's up?
Sasa, mbona nakaa sauti ya Fabish?
Atakaza ni nani?
Nakaa Fabish. Talk to us.
Me, I'm good. I've just been following up since day one. Even before Occupy Parliament. And like since I started following all this, like nimesha, like I've been educated because before sikuwa na follow more about politics, but since I joined X and nikaanza kusikiza hizi spaces, I've been so enlightened and educated. Like today I don't have much more to say, but niko tu hapa hivi kusikiza tu and know more. Yeah.
Asante sana. Guys, yeah, last night, around 10 p.m., past maybe some minutes past 10 p.m., the DCI released some figures. Wali release statement na wakasema all the children have been accounted for. And they released some figures, though the mathematics is not adding up, because in ukifanya hiyo hesabu vizuri itakuonyesha ni kama kulikuwa na watoto wengi than wenye wanasema walikuwa kwa hiyo dome. The question is, has anyone reached out to any of the parents who had said they are not, they cannot find their children na wakapata wakasema maybe yes, all the children have been accounted for? Because now tuko na information that at the school also released a statement that they have accounted for all children. How true is it? Is there anyone on the ground mwenye anaweza verify your news so that we work based on information yenye tuko nayo kabisa, like true information? Can anyone verify that? Kindly, kuna mtu yoyote akona information that all that the DCI and the school released is true? Is there any parent that can confirm a reunion with their child? In the meantime, I'll go to Kunta Kinte. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is Kunta Kinte. Guys, I just want to remind you that Ruto still must go. In everything we do, let us just remember that our main goal is to send William Ruto home. Then number two, I want to talk about leadership. We as the youths of Kenya, we need to step up, because if we just lament, we complain, we talk, and we don't take up these positions, the same people will come back again and we will still continue crying. So as the youths of Kenya, I urge all of us to at least let us try to occupy these positions. Vie for an MCA, MP, women rep, governor, and senators. Let us occupy these spaces. The other day, Ruben Kigame talked of mentoring young people to be into leadership positions. So I want to encourage that challenge, that if you are a youth and you want to be a leader, you want to be an MCA, an MP, please let us catch up. My inbox is free. We take up that opportunity which was given by Ruben Kigame, so that in the next election we these positions. Otherwise, thank you as we continue to do civic education and enlighten our people about this rogue government. Thank you.
Asante sana. Again, nauliza, is there anyone with information that our watoto wenye walikuwa huko wamekuwa accounted for wote? Kindly, if you are in the space, if you are anywhere, maybe kwa timeline, if you know someone who knows someone mwenye akona information, if all the children have been accounted for, because that is according to DCI's press statement ya press release ya jana usiku. Around 10, what time was it? Let me confirm the time. 10:03 p.m. DCI released a press, and they said all the kids have been accounted for. Though hiyo hesabu haingiani, ukipiga hiyo hesabu ukichukua kalamu na karatasi, piga hiyo hesabu haingiani. Kwangu inaonyesha hata watoto wenye walikuwa hapo ni wengi kushinda than wenye wamesema walikuwa. Watoto walikuwa kwa dormitory ni wengi kushinda wenye walisema walikuwa. So kama kuna mtu ako na information, kindly ama uko kwa ground and you communicated with one of the parents, maybe when wamekuwa reunited na their child, please, you can let us know. We don't want to run to work on rumors or on speculation that kids are missing na maybe wamekuwa accounted for what. I'll give the microphone to Ndovu.
Hello, Wanyama. Good morning. Yeah, it's good to be involved in this space today. The problem that we have in our country is the people who are supposed to do what they're supposed to do, they're not doing it. They're not doing to do. And that's why we have all this trouble and all these problems. Because like children dying in the school or burning in their dormitories, these are things that should never happen in our country. Like right now at this time, because children are like they are precious people. Like we should protect our children. In other countries that I know of, children are protected by the government, by the state. There's nothing that like fire in the school that can happen, and even some children are very protected. But in our country, is the opposite. You find a lot of fires in school and all these kind of things, and then it's up to the government to know why, and they know, but they don't want to help. They don't know, they are not there to do anything about it, because this no, as you said, this is not the first fire that we have in schools. Like in schools, why don't they have fire exits door, fire exit places too, and why are they not taught about how to escape from fire? There are these doors that are open from inside, and you can close it from inside, and then you open the whole thing. Like these things, the minister, the CSU is involved in they should go all around the schools demanding that every school have a dormitory, have a fire exit door, and how the children can can escape fire, just in case it's an accident, which we don't know what it is. But nobody is doing such things, and they just don't care about these things. And it's all, it just go back to bad leadership. Just go back to bad people doing what not doing what they are supposed to do, and you cannot even tell what they are benefiting from such things. And the president himself, even he doesn't care. He doesn't even go at the scene and console with the parents or help the parents and be involved on these things. In other countries where these things happen, the president or the ministers or the prime minister, they run to the scene and they console and they help and all that kind of things. But in our country, nobody care about these things. And it's only even not only schools, and we've lost a lot of youth, we've lost a lot of young people, by bullets and all, and be abducted. There is accidents in the road, people are dying everywhere, and nobody cares. It's like in our country we don't value life. We don't value life. In some countries, if something like that happen, all the school will be closed for investigation, and all the school will be checked, like all around the country, that these things are safe and the children are safe. But nobody do these things they just they just lament and try to console, and then they leave it. And these are the time that we need to change all these things, and we need to push every push that we can to make sure that we have changes in our country. We have good people leading the country, because all these things cannot be happening and people are sitting there in the government and they are not doing what they're supposed to do. And it goes down again to parliament, to MPs, to those people who make the laws. They don't care. They don't see like it's a big thing. When people are losing children, it's nothing to them, and they just go to parliament. They don't even talk about it. They don't talk about accident happening. They don't talk about young people being killed. They don't talk about these things. They don't even follow up and see that the people who are involved are taken to court, or they are sued, or they are jailed. They don't. They don't do these things, and this is how things should be. Someone should be like resigning like yesterday or even long time ago, because they have failed. They have failed in their duty. They have failed not one time, not two times, many times, uncountable time. The president himself, he should resign long time ago. When people start killing each other and he just sit there, he should have resigned. Even the first time that we had the Mandamano, the 25th Mandamano, that young people broke into parliament and then the people are killed. The guy who should have just resigned at that time. These things, because he's not taking, he's not accountable for the country. He's not able to protect life, which is one of the things that he should do as a president. He should make sure everyone in the country is safe, but he's not able to do that. And he went by oath that he will be able to protect Kenyans. He will be able to protect the people of Kenya. But people are dying. The people are collected in the bin. People are dying in the schools. Where the school is as it should be the safest place for your children to be. But now in our country is the unsafest place for the children to be, because you don't know if this child will come back alive or will burn in the fire, which is very sad. And all these kind of things. And they keep this not like a first day. If it's the first thing that ever happened, that you can say, oh, it's just an accident. But these things have been there, and they know what to do. They know how they need to educate people on how to escape fire. They need to know what to do in case of fire. The children could have broken the windows and ran out and dropped out of the thingy, or broken the fire door and came out of the place. But nobody cares about these things. Nobody even taught them about the fires and all these kind of things. And then they burn there helplessly. Someone is burning helpless because they cannot rescue themselves. It's very sad when you think about it. And it's people who are involved in it, the CS, the government itself, the parliamentaries, the MPs, all these people are in, and they don't care. They don't even talk about it. They don't even help anything. They just go to parliament. They just talk about how they're gonna get money, how they're gonna sell Landani airport and destroy and steal money and all this kind of increase their salaries. We cannot talk about how we can improve our schools. We cannot talk about how we can protect our young people from the police brutality. They cannot talk about how we can not adapt people use unnecessarily. They just talk things that doesn't help anybody in our country. And these are things that even the economy, like if you nobody want to go and put their children in the school, come to Kenya and invest and take their children to school where they're gonna be banned. Nobody will want to come to invest in. and this affect if there is insecurity. Nobody want to come and invest in Kenya where there is insecurity. So all these things they come back and we need to change these things. And it's good that we guys, we young people, we are just focused now on those kind of things. We are focused on making things work for our country. We don't want even if it was for us to, if it was in our power today, like we can take this government out today. It could be best things we could do. We don't even have to spend any 1 or 2 weeks without having people, which is not it's not impossible, but we don't have to have these people in place to rule the country the way they are doing. I'll stop at that point. Thank you very much for the chance. Much appreciated.
Asante sana, asante sana. No. Ayabei, how are you?
Hi Wanyama, Stoini. I hope mko poa, kila mtu kwa speaker panel listeners. Kuna swali umeuliza, you were saying if somebody has information about how wazazi wanasemekana walichukua watoto ambao si wao, ama mzazi ambaye amekuza watoto, something along those lines. Even me, I'm really curious because kuna vile tunaumwa tukipulizwa and it's not funny. Because now today we have been told sijui 17 people kidogo, sijui they are 60 something or 77 something, the next it's 49 kidogo sijui wote wamepatikana. Now you see, when information is given out in such a way, nika unapewa dawa ambayo inafaa make sure tu you're not dying but your suffering is not ending, so they just want to continue torturing you. So yeah, it's our right to actually get the full information. Nimeona hiyo statement, the one the DCI gave, the numbers they've given, and yeah, so hawa wanana ambao wako report, si wakuja watuambie ni sisi hatuko report, because now you see, you just can't go and start giving us information ambayo ni, I can call that half-baked information, just at kutufurahisha. The other thing is, then in the event, probably, let's say what they are saying is true, in that, yeah, because of the confusion of the fire, kuna uwezekano people were too overwhelmed, na kweli it could be true, yeah. But then, on my end, I feel, okay, kunaweza kuwa kuna ukweli, then why did they have to blow it up? Because the information ilitoka mahali, why did they have, if it's actually true that, yeah, probably we lost the 21 souls, and now the others are accounted for, then what did they have to actually give us that other information? What were they trying to either achieve? Are they trying to maybe, wanajaribu maybe kutupoteza rada? Is there something they were trying to hide or something like that? Because for you to maybe use such information which is very sensitive to actually try to maybe hoodwink people, that's horrible. The other thing is, yeah, it's sad. Someone mentioned that it's so sad that we have a president ambaye such an unfortunate event happens in your country, and then you come back, you don't even say, like, hata kama Ruto ametukasirikia, like he's really bitter, like he's so bitter with Kenyans, yani he's so bitter. Sasa hawa watoto wa Endarasha si wao walienda maandamano, why would he not want to even come and say, give even a press statement and say the way he's feeling, whatever, like hata kama basi I feel for real, see, at least hata mtu ufanya for PR, like to just show that you're actually have an ounce of humanity in you. That goes to show a lot. It leaves a lot to be desired about huyu mtu ambaye tunamuita anajita ka president, because that guy is nobody's president, just an asshole. It's hard to say that, but yeah. So yeah, tunafaa kukuwa na answers. We should have had our leaders. Somebody said the head should be rolling, people should be resigning, including even that president. By the in a good country, that president should be resigning, should have resigned. But here we are, hata mwenye shule hajaongea, we don't even know. Like it's like for them it was just a normal thing. It's just another day in their lives. It's not fair. It's not okay. And yes, we need to get the answers to everything. Whatever the answer is, we need to get those answers. Tumechoka kubeba ujinga, and it's time we get our answers. Yeah, so yeah, we should continue occupying everywhere. Ruto must go. Um, JKI, like basically everything is falling around us, and we should not relent. It's time for us to continue fighting for this war. It's a war. We have battles, and these ni battles zote ambazo tunaona. Zingine will win, some will lose, but let's make sure that we win this war, because we don't have an option. Our politicians wako na option, sisi hatuna. Hii Kenya ni yetu. So, and it's our responsibility to fight for it. So thank you very much. Let's continue this very lovely conversation.
Asante sana Bei. Ladies and gentlemen, bado nazidi kuwahimiza na kuwaombeni wale ambao wana information kutoka kule Nyeri kwamba watoto wote wamepatikana na wamejumuika na wazazi wao. Naomba tuambie, tusikuwe tunafloga dedos, tusikuwe tunalaumu DCI on this matter na kumbe wameshapata watoto wote. We want to get the real information on the ground. We really would appreciate that. Tusiseme find where our kids na kumbe the kids have been found and their parents are happily reunited with them. Please, if you have any information from Endarasha Academy that all the children that were missing have been accounted for and they are reunited with their parents, we'd really appreciate. We don't want to run this based on rumors that there are missing kids. Agnes. Agnes.
Agnes, nasikia kwa wino. I doubt.
Okay, there's someone who has raised their hand. I can't even pronounce this name.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So I'll just keep it brief, extremely brief. So first of all, I'm 21. So figured that, I went through COVID. And then there's this finance bill, of which nilikuwa na stress ati
No, are you still speaking?
Hata mimi simsikii.
Hey, 21-year-old lady, could you kindly unmute your mic and speak?
So, I think that we should use logic when it comes to the kids, because realistically speaking, it's been a couple of days after it happened. So they're not here. And if they're here, they're not okay. We should not look at things from a black and white perspective. These people knew exactly what they were doing. Everything that happens in this country is staged, it's planned. These people are not stupid, they know exactly what they're doing. The government is full of sadistic fucks who don't care about us. The only thing they care about is their own pockets. And I think it's really obvious. It's clearly obvious. Our president is just gallivanting all over the world, but he doesn't give a fuck about us. The whole crisis, the whole fire thing, it was staged. And this is what happens, or this is what will happen. Do not judge me if you're a Christian. I just need you to listen. So, most people who are in the occult or who practice, not necessarily witchcraft, who practice Israeli practices or Egyptian practices, or people who are in masonry and all that, they mostly target boys. And clearly, it's obvious that the kids who are missing mostly are their boys. This is why. It's because people in this community or society, their reasoning is, if you sodomize a boy, if you sodomize a child who is a male, automatically your third eye or your brain, you'll acquire Solomon's wisdom. That's the reasoning. Number 2, they are seeking Moloch's blessing. Moloch was a god. He was a god. He's the god of wealth and power. Nabi is so scared after the whole Mandamano thing and this Adani thing. He is afraid of losing his power. He needs this. He needs the rituals to work. That's why it was staged. That's why the DCI, for some reason, apparently the numbers are being accounted for, they found the kids. Hakuna watoto wamepatikana. Na kama wamepatikana, trust me, they've been sodomized. That's a fact. The last thing, we should bring back Mandamano. We should occupy everywhere, literally everywhere. Because let's be strategic about this, let's plan this, hatuwezienda bila strategy. Strategy gani? Hatuhitaji ya strategy. Kenye tunahitaji ni come together and burn the system to the ground. And I literally mean that. The whole looking for a new leader or a president or people to guide us, we'll figure that out later. These people don't care about us. They're using our kids for their own gain. They don't care. And that's the point. And I don't think people are angry enough to go back outside. Because if we were, then tungekuwa nje sisi wote. People aren't mad enough because haijawafanyikia. They're not affected. But once they are, itakuwa too late. I think we should bring back Mandamano. The whole strategy thing tutapanga after, but I feel like we should just go back to the streets and burn the whole fucking system to the ground, because this is ridiculous. This is just outrageous. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you so much, 21-year-old lady or old girl. And of course, continue pushing, yeah? Continue being optimistic and positive. We really need to bring back Mandamano. That's what I love them. But I mean, napendanga Mandamano, sijui mbona, but I think hiyo ndo solve any solution tunakwanga nayo in the government, because that's the only language that our government wanaisikia. So asante sana. Misiko, niaje? Misiko ni kama asikii hii sauti. Misiko, hii sauti yangu nyororo hezi sikia jamani, ya asubuhi yote.
Bwana KLT, mkoje?
Tuko salama. Shaka kwako?
Good. Mi niko poa, lakini siko poa kabisa because where is our country heading? That is my question today. One, I always say that we are having a spiritual war. This Ruto, I don't think is a human. Sioni kama Ruto ni binadamu mimi. Let's start from Shakahola. Shakahola, it was a very well-defined thing. Someone called people put them, akawafungia, and then he tells them, don't eat. These people don't eat and they die. How long does the justice has to take for us to be told what will be done to Mackenzie? Mackenzie is comfortably lying in the cell. Oh, jamaa ateseki huko, hajafungwa, anakula vizuri tu, maisha yake yanaendelea vizuri, when 100 people died under his instructions. Tumetoka hapo, tumekuja juzi maandamano. People were killed. Many people. And then later on, they tell us there's nothing like that happened in Githurai. There was no massacre. Same president. Tumemalizana na massacre ya Githurai, tukapata watu Kware. What happened to Kware? Nothing. We were told sijui the person who did that akashikwa, now is not even in the cell, alitoroka. Mpaka leo we haven't been told anything. We are now in our kids. Who will explain for us what happened to our kids? Who is in this position to tell us exactly what happened to these kids? We are asking for, just kindly tell us what happened. President is there, is telling us, oh, we are pushing. What? We don't want compositions. We don't want essays. We want to be told, this is what happened to the kids, and this is what is going to happen. How long does it take for a country to explain to the parents, crying parents, about the welfare of their kids who are in school? This country is in a bad state. And what I feel we should do, Ruto must go. Ruto just have to go, because we will never have justice. If it means justice, tungepata ya Shakahola before tuulize ya watoto. Tungepata ya Kware. Tungepata ya Githurai before tupata ya Kware. Ni gani hata moja imekuwa solved? We also need justice for the people who were killed in the streets. It's clear that the police killed them. What does it take for us to be told? Which justice are we asking? Who is this person who is supposed to give us justice? If someone who has failed, who is Bwana Ruto? Huyu Ruto hajui ni nini anafanya. Actually, he's a cult, because in his regime we have lost many people. Series of accidents. Every day we wake up, sijui gari imeanguka imeua watu 14. Sijui what is happening in our country? Who is killing us? We want explanation. Who is killing us? Churches are quiet. Why are churches quiet? Alishawanunua. Akajifanya mimi ni Mkristo, mimi niliteseka, munipigie kura, and then all Christians like, okay. Sasa saizi they are like, tutafanya na ni sisi tulimchampionia akaingia hapo. Hey guys, mazemia niko na hasira. Juu hata hii justice tunaongelea hii sijaiona, unless kama if someone in this space have seen justice somewhere aniambie. Why? There's someone walipata ajali na gari. During this time, today tu mtu alivunjika miguu. Hakuna kitu insurance imefanya. Kazi Kenya ni kutangaza watu 15 walikufa, 3 walipona. What about the 3 wenye walipona? How are they surviving? It's none of the government business. It's the responsibility of the government to protect the Kenyans. Where are we heading as a country? No justice, corruption, wizi. Yani mazee mimi nimechoka. Okay, hiyo ni hasira yangu ya leo. Now, back to the facts. We are asking for the good governance. We as we as youths, what are we doing? We should now start putting out structures on how we're going to occupy these spaces and rule this government or rule this country the way we want it to be ruled. So I'm just asking those people who are interested in politics, shout out. Tell your people what you want to do for them. This is the time. Because if you keep quiet, these guys will keep on. There's nothing that will be done. Ingekuwa tunaongelea story ya government na pesa, parliament wangekuwa wamekaa wana discuss story ya government, venye watapata pesa, sijui venye watafanya nini. But tukiongelea maisha ya watoto wenye waliuawa innocently, hakuna, no sittings will be done. This year anakuja na a lot of stories zenye we don't even get. Maze, we should, for those who are praying, pray for our country. For those who are ready to fight, when is the next maandamano? I'm very happy that maandamano is the only way these people can listen to us. Jana to JKA, we saw some little effort. Nikaona hapo jamaa jaribu kuongea, kaambia wacha uongo. Today in CBD, you are seeing those people defending their places. So maandamano is the way. Because Ruto has key, we should call a total shutdown. I was laughing to those guys, I was telling them, Juzi when we were in the streets, you people were telling us, "Munaribu biashara yetu, munaribu biashara yetu." What are you guys doing today? Sakaja and Ruto wameuza Mudhurwa. So nyinyi endeleeni, tunaharibu biashara yenu. Guys, it's the time for people who understand themselves. For people who understand, kufungua duka na uze 1000 haitawahi kusaidia kwa maisha. We should come out and protect this country before it's long gone. This is the time. Bado tunasikika. And that's why we always say we are leaderless. Because watu wakianza maandamano kidogo, mtu mmoja akiitwa atijua alikuwa anaongoza maandamano, ati tumeisha, tuko sawa, pandeni matatu. Shit. We don't want leaders. We will be leaders in future when everything is okay. Thank you so much. KOT, nilikusikia ukisema unataka siasa. You know where we come from. Hii maneno kutuambianga unaosha vyombo, wacha. Tafuta kamutu sasa. Start preparing yourself towards that position. Thank you so much. Wanyama, good job. Tuendelee.
Sawa Misiko. Hii space bana, kuna watu wengi sana hapa. Anti yako huko chini atanitafutia. Kuanzia next week sitakuwa naosha vyombo. Na unajua nitakuwa nikikuja kwa nyumba napata vyombo zimeoshwa, chakula ishapikwa. So acha hiyo mambo tutaongea huko kando. Wewe Misiko, enyewe continue pushing because I also know your capabilities hapo kwenu bana. Najua in your area my uncle was the MP here. There I mean aitwa Chris Wamalwa. So bro, I want you to go for that seat hapo Kiminini. Yeah, because we can't be speaking here alafu we want change alafu we are doing nothing about it. Please toa poster bana, mimi nitakupostia huko Twitter. Nitakuwa na post pia yangu. With the time to go for that seat. Go for that seat.
I've started. I've already started. I've already started. And you people will start feeling the pressure on the ground.
Unaona hata profile ili change from Kenya to Keka koti. Hivi ndo mnabadilika. Wewe urudishe hiyo picha ulikuwa utoi mambo na koti bwana. Hizo vitu tutaweka baadaye. Anyway guys, we just here making some jokes pia, lakini it's true. We need to step up for these positions if we really want to see change in this nation. Yeah, you cannot be crying here you want change, you want good governance, yet you are doing nothing about it. You just coming here online to rant. No. We need to step up. Anyway, Ochi, niaje? How is Mombasa? Kwema? Ochi. Aya, sawa. Japonji.
Vipi sonko.
Na ngoba, wachane.
Kabisa.
Uko poa?
Niko poa, alhamdulillah.
Hebu songea mic.
Unisikia?
Akusikia kwa umbali ndo.
All ready.
Niko clear sasa ama ni drop nirudi?
Ongeza power kidogo tu kama 20 decibels tu hivi tutakusikia.
Niko kwa subfloor, like niko huko chini, like unajua zile floors zinaga underground.
Sawa.
So utavumilia leo.
Sawa.
Okay. So nimesikia listeners that have been here, and by the way, thanks Wanyama, KOT, and as Redemptor and all those people who've been speaking here and those who've been co-hosting. Me, I've been following, and me upenda two solutions. Wanyama, you know that, so KOT. Me utaka two solutions. We can all rant. Nimesikia rant mob sana. I can also go that route. We can rant here the whole day. But at the end of the day, we need solution. And me, there's only one thing I want to say here. The only language yenye politicians wanaelewa, especially Ruto, is the street language, maandamano. If we can't go that route, if we can't channel our energy and our efforts towards that route, then I don't think a lot of things are going to happen. Things are just slowing down. There's no IBC, a lot of things. I can go through the list ni kubwa. It can take hours. But that one, I don't think will be solving a lot of issues, naming things that already exist. As the other speaker alikuwa anasema, issues ngapi ziko pending hazijakuwa solved. We have a lot of issues, man, zenye hazijakuwa solved. And this guy, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. And this guy, the only language yenye anaelewa is the language of the streets, the language of maandamano. That's why leo morning there kulikuwa na maandamano, because those guys went alone. They didn't ask us to join them because they know wakienda maandamano. They did the same thing during Uhuru time, by the way. Sio mara ya kwanza. Leo asubuhi they went for maandamano, and you will see they will be helped. Solutions will come out leo ama kesho. So this is how we've been brought up, like to make our cases forward using maandamano and the street demos. So again, we can rant here, we can say a lot of things, we can push all these easy conspiracy theories, do devil worshipping and all that, but it all comes back to the same thing, you know, huh? Again, street language. That is the only thing that is left. There is one Japanese legend who said, if you get on the wrong train, get off at the nearest station. The longer it takes you to get off, the more expensive the return trip will be. We have to get off the train now. Because sababu your return trip, it will be very, very, very expensive for everyone. And we may not even be able to board that train again. The train is leaving. There's a lot going on, you know, there's a lot going on in this street. I can't even, honestly, me, I've been ranting for long, I've been injecting a lot, and the solutions that I'm advocating for is one of the solutions is like, look at the cost route. Let's start dealing with the root cause of our problems. How did we end up here? How did we get Ruto here? You know, we have to be realistic. We have to start solving these problems so we don't repeat them. You know, Ruto was voted in by our parents. Let's be honest, most of our parents, you know, they voted Ruto because they thought he was a godly chosen hero, whatever. You know, so that's where we start. You know, so you can start by, you know, apart from civic education. Me, I tend to go the other route, you know, reverse psychology, you know. I'm like, okay, since I'm the one helping, or I'm the one in charge of you know, helping some families and doing this to them. So it just makes sense, you know, for you to it's not like dictatorship, but it makes sense that you voted someone who is not helping you. Then why should you be asking for help from someone who you did not follow the advice? You get my point. So if we start fighting this war like that from the grassroots level, you know, then we will be winning. Like I saw someone in the States. I saw someone in the States aliswitchia off the parents kwa hii parental advisory. Alichukua Fox television akaitoa, alidelete kwa hizo channels. People watch those news about Fox wanakampenia Trump. So at a again, get so this gets an example of what we should do. There's a lot of ways we can, you know, a lot of ways of killing the cat, you know. But the only language you Ruto and I learn here at street, apart from all these things we are doing, there is court, there is a lot of civil action, all this. So let me drop for now. I'm working on something here on the ground. Then I think I will inject later or other time. Again, thank you for this time, and bless. Have a nice day.
Okay. Thank you so much, Japonji. Yeah? You'll get some more minutes in the evening show. Remember, Sauti ya Mwananchi here is where your voice matters. You have been always hosting these spaces on a daily basis. In the morning here on Wanyama's timeline from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And at times we extend depending on the topic of discussion. And of course, in the evening, I do host on my timeline from 8 p.m. to late night. Ilikuanga 11, like nowadays I see you people want us to host the space to the morning. But we do it every day of the week, except the weekend. But on Sunday, we do that too. So I can say, Ochi, are you back? Ochi. Yani kama unakunywa madafu kwa Mombasa utauski. Son of a king.
Yeah, brother.
Is your father a king?
Maybe I
Then
should be
talk.
called maybe I should call
Then
myself son of a bitch.
I wanted to let you know that you are talking to the sons of peasants here. So talk to us.
Well, let's go to the Genesis. Going to the Genesis, the whole trigger was financial bill. Now, since the finance bill issue is gone, scrapped, adapted, now we are on the open government, right? Have you listened? Did you watch? So open government, that involves civil society, private sector, and so on and so on. Go and watch the videos are there. Now, issue after issue, they keep coming. But you know what? Any revolution has to have the right cause. If you don't have the right cause and you wish to have a revolution, stop. Because without the right cause, you can't get anywhere. Now, is there any right cause? There is. You see, for me, I'm surprised. When you look at Bangladesh, when you look at Sri Lanka, young, old, dad and moms, they were all on the streets. Mahinda Rajapaksa family has to go because they've been looting Sri Lanka for generations and generations. When you go to Bangladesh, it came from nowhere, but for some reason, it succeeded. Why? Because the law enforcement security forces said, no, we cannot kill our children. The question to ask is, who's gunning down the Gen Zs? Who's gunning down the children? Who's burning schools? Who's abducting children? You see, this situation we find ourselves in really needs a bit of pause and reflection. When you keep on doing the same thing and with the same results, that's called insanity. Or you have to go to the drawing plan from zero. The reason why I'm saying so, you cannot protest for JK, that's the only issue. Finance bill, that's the only issue. Occupy the school where the children have been abducted and massacred and burned to death. I don't even know what they used. If it was maybe I don't know what they use in Gaza, burning Palestinians. I don't know what I think it's called phosphorus, isn't it? Yeah, that shit is deadly. If you burn a school with phosphorus, maybe all the bodies will be incinerated. There won't be any trace, any bone, anything left. Now, is that what they are using to burn schools? What is it? 100 children missing? What is it? You see, really pause and think. Because what we see, it's not the Kenya we know. Why are the mom and dads not rising and cry for their children? Why? Is the Gen Zs the only Kenyans? Why are the security forces gun down their own children? Is this the normal Kenya? Is there Kenyans gunning down Kenyans? Are they foreigners coming to gun Kenyans who've been hired to come slaughter Kenyans? What is it? I want to submit to us to think, and if the right cause is there, everyone has to be on board. Mom and dad has to be on board. Everybody has to be on board. It's not JK, the workers have been promised pay rise, they're gonna call off the strike. Man, you know what I'm trying to say? Everyone here, pause and think. Because when you have the right cause, everything will be easy. You don't even have to make much effort. Everything will be easy. The whole country will stand still. No one goes to work. No one goes anywhere. no traffic for a week, someone will submit, will kneel down, will say, I'm off the plane, I'm gone. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I just received information here. Let me just go through it. Today is on 11th, 12th, yeah. I can see a letter here from the Kenya National Union of Nurses, been shared in my DM. It's dated on 10th September. They're issuing a strike notice. Sijui ni wasomee ama okay. Wanasema we are receipt of grievances from our members, which efforts by the union through the representatives have not yielded desired results. The issues are as listed below: redesignation, alignment, and proper placement of nurses in job groups as per existing policies, and payment accrued arrears, and then promotion of all nurses who are due and payment of their accrued arrears, payment of uniform allowances and accrued arrears as recommended by SRC, reduction of working hours to 35.5 hours a week with a maximum of 40 hours, convention of all casual and contractual nurses to permanent and pensionable terms, full implementation of the KUTRRH Human Resource Policy, employment of 800 additional nurses to address staff shortages, appointment of a substantive position of the Director of Nursing Services. Then number 9 is completion of negotiations and signing of the collective bargaining agreement. In view of the above, the union demand that the above slated issue be addressed within 21 days, failure to which all nurses in the hospitals will commence a strike on 30th September 2024 at 001 hours and will remain on strike until the above issues are addressed. By a copy of this letter, the chapter officials are hereby instructed to mobilize the members for participation in the strike. We are, however, open to dialogue and are committed to a cordial working relationship. Alafu sasa madaktari wako na strike, wameissue strike notice of which wanataka kwanza on 30th September. Najua hiyo day sisi wote tutakuwa manases. Na hawa watu sometimes sisi tukienda kuona na tuandikianga vitu hatusomi. Lakini wakiwa na issue wanaandika handwriting nzuri sana. Kama nasu uko hapa bwana, mtuambie siri ni gani. But of course, just want to I will share this letter. I'll share this letter on my timeline alafu mtaiona. So, yeah. Hey, I saw a certain lady here. I don't know if it's a lady, but anaitwa Archangel Kenya. Jambo.
Good morning.
Good morning. You good?
I'm good.
Talk to us.
Sasa nataka kuongeza a few things. I've listened. I think I've listened to the last 4 speakers. I think 4 or 3. Na nataka kuongeza a few things. First of all, there's the previous speaker ambaye ameongea about first to simamisha hii mambo yote kwanza, we ask ourselves what is the cause, what are we fighting for here? Because right now what I'm seeing is that ameongea ukweli, we have become very very divided. Kila mtu ako na issue yake anapigania, but the enemy is one, our government, which mimi hata I'm starting to wonder kama huyu William Ruto alipoenda America waliua the person we voted for wakatuletea puppet imevaa mask. Mimi I think I am in so shock right now. Nasikia ati KAA wamesema sasa protest imeisha. Wamedanganywa kama watoto wa class 2 wakaambiwa ati I didn't even listen to what they said. We need to come together as a country and fight this government tukiwa serious. It's not about ati deal ya sisi nurses, deal ya sisi teachers, deal ya It is the entirety of this country as a nation, we need to stand up and tell this government to go the hell home. Now, mimi nitaongea for like 10 minutes na please mniruhusu because there's a lot of information that is out here na watu hawajui what the hell is going on. Na mimi because I have been in this battle for some time, not just our government, me hata what was happening in Kenya siku wanajua until protests started in June. Mimi nimekuwa nikifocus on America for a very long time.
Archangel,
Yeah.
you will summarize bana. 10 minutes ni nyingi. You have a lot of
Okay.
speakers kindly. You
Okay.
summarize. I'm just only giving you 5 minutes. Half
Okay.
of your request.
Okay. So the information that watu wanafaa kujua ni number one, kuna msichana ameongea about human human and child trafficking, and I've spoken about that before, and now you can see it's becoming reality. Nilisikia March kuna watoto walipotea sijui Eldoret, nobody cares. This has been happening in Kenya and in Africa for a very long time, na watu hawajakuwa wakijua. Now it's coming to the limelight. Hiyo ni kitu moja. Number two, she talked about Freemasons, Jews, nini. Mnafaa kujua sio hawa watu. These are infiltrators, and these infiltrators, they join any religion, and it's true they rape the children, and sio wavulana peke yao, ni wasichana na wavulana, kids as long as ni mtoto, and they hurt these kids for one reason, to make them produce what they call adrenochrome, and adrenochrome is blood that has a lot of oxygen and a lot of adrenaline, na ndio maana huwa wanatesa hawa watoto. And what that blood does is that it opens what you call the third eye. It's not a hoax. It opens the third eye, what we call the pineal gland, and that gives you access to like literally seeing into the fourth dimension, what we call the astral plane. And nimewahi share my story of how that happened to me. Okay, I wasn't raped or anything. Vile tu nilikuwa nimeshtuliwa na mtu. I was outside at night and I was in fear. And because of that, literally my blood, I had too much oxygen in my blood and too much adrenaline. And literally my pineal gland opened and I could see into the astral dimension. So they do that to these kids. So mtoto akipotea kwenye where that child is going to end up, ni afadhali hata angekufa, to be honest. Afadhali huyo mtoto angekufa, lakini asipitie what they are taken through. So these kids ambao wa Endarasha ambao tunasikia wamepotea, where are these children? I've had somebody saying that wako Uganda. If they're in Uganda, please watu watafute hawa watoto, because I heard that there was a case where there was a casino in Dubai ilifungwa, either ilikuwa some hizo countries za huko UAE, Dubai, whatever. Casino ya Uganda ilifungwa, that the Ugandan embassy was operating a casino illegally. Now for those people who do not know, and any online mtafute QAnon, Q alafu ANON, they have a lot of information about what these pedophilic elites usually do with these kids and how they traffic them. Human and child trafficking happens even through these casinos. So kama hao watoto wako Uganda, watafutwe before wapotee, because hamtaki kujua watapelekwa wapi. The other thing that I want Kenyans to pay attention to is what happened in this country on 7th of August 1998. The bomb blast that happened here, haikuwa accident, and it was not a quote-unquote, sio haikuwa about Al-Qaeda sijui nini. That was hiyo ilikuwa mpango ya CIA. And the aftermath of it was that Sudan lost their sovereignty. Waliekelewa by America. Endeni mfanye research yenu tafadhali. Waliekelewa ati they are the ones who had hosted, how I say, waliekelewa, number one. Number two, they lost their sovereignty. And therefore, America was allowed to come into South Sudan, waibe mafuta, na wahangaishe hawa watu mpaka wa leo. South Sudan is still not completely sovereign and free until today. And that is what is going to happen to Kenya. Na mjue Sudan walikuwa wamekataa. So hiyo, they were still Sudan. They were still one huge country called Sudan. Ikafika level wakakata, wakasema north watakaa north, south wakae south, na mpaka leo hii south are still under occupation by America, and walikuwa wamekataa to give in to USA. What USA did, they started bombing hospitals in Sudan. They started bombing pharmaceutical factories in Sudan. Wale kwenye wanatengeneza dawa za hospitali for their country, America started bombing them until they surrendered. And after all that, Sudan were asked to pay $300 million for the victims. Hiyo pesa, Americans, the American victims and the families of those who are here, walilipwa pesa zao, lakini Kenyans mpaka leo hii hawajawahi lipwa. The victims and the families hawajawahi lipwa mpaka leo. Kenyans hawajawahi lipwa, na hiyo pesa ilichukuliwa na America, sijui ni how many million. And KAA wakiendelea kucheza, they will be the reason that we get attacked and that we lose our sovereignty as a nation. And people, na ndio maana mimi, please, for the love of God, Kenyans, we need to get this government out of here now, because otherwise we will no longer be a nation.
Now ongea the 50 seconds.
Relax. I want to have decorum here. Relax. Archangel, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Son of a king, nini hapo umeongea ndugu?
50 seconds, thank you. Okay, you know, before we think of any external interference, that's another issue. Of course, they could be, but that's another issue. My main question is, why is mom and dad not standing shoulder to shoulder with Gen Zs, young people? Why is that? Children, every father, every mother, be security forces, whoever, they are fathers, they are mothers. Why are mom and dad are not shoulder to shoulder on the street with Gen Zs? Why is that? Anyone who wants to mobilize everyone, do it. Ask for advice, because mom and dad have to be part of it. You cannot say we are young people, we are leaderless. It's a movement. Mom and dad have to support. We have seen it elsewhere. I don't see why mom and dad, they are silent when their children are being decimated. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, son of a king. I saw Mama Genzi Atieno. Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya. Good morning. So let me start by saying I really appreciate your work. I'm talking to you all the way from London, but mkijua vile we are appreciating what you people are doing on the ground. You need to keep going. So I have a few issues, but I'll try to be very, very fast. Nitajaribu niseme haraka because I know this space has gone it's been going on the whole night mpaka saizi watu hata wamechoka. So through the appreciation, sioni namba hapa. I would wish even to leave just hata kama ni airtime, hata kama ni chai tu. Please utanisomea namba, niwatumie hata kachai kidogo at the end of it. 2, the last speaker, son of a king, ameuliza where is mom and dad? Wacha nimjibu kwanza. Mimi ni mama Gen Z, vile mnaona hapo kwa profile. My first son is 22 years and I have twins who are 18-year-olds. As much as tuko nao London huku, but they remain Gen Zs and they remain Kenyans. Every other day tumekuwa na maandamano hapo London, hiyo embassy yetu number 45. Nimekuwa nikitoa watoto na tunaenda, hawabaki There are times I've even had to tell the school that they are unwell, lakini tunaenda embassy kupiga makelele. And anybody else atakwambia Mama Gen Z is always there. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because of the future of my children. I'm doing this because of the future of my grandchildren. And I'm doing this because I know this should be a collective war, a collective responsibility. Si ati turushe watoto kwa streets, wauliwe, wakuwe abducted. Kazi yetu ni kulia nyumbani na kusema vile wameua watoto wetu. I'm very sure nikitoka na mtoto wangu na polisi anataka kuua mtoto wangu na nikae mbele yake na nipige magoti, that policeman will look at me in the eye and think maybe I don't need to kill this woman. I don't need to kill this child, and the mother is here crying. That question ambayo tumeulizwa, where is mom and dad? Really, we need to get out. Mtu ataniambia maybe in London there is order. Of course there is order. The first day tulikuwa wengi tukaletewa polisi sijui kama ngapi. Wakakuja hapa wakapata we were just peaceful. We were just ranting and kusema Ruto aende na stop the finance bill. As days went by, walikuwa wanatuma kama polisi moja ama polisi mbili. But we did what we did and we are in solidarity. Two, nataka niongee juu ya hii maneno ya maandamano. The little that we were doing in number 45 hapo London has brought something. Nyinyi watu mnajua this man called Ruto ana infiltrate mpaka huku UK. Umejua huyu mtu has even appointed deputy ambassador tukaletewa hapa UK just to kutupoesha. This guy is literally rogue. And he's even doing, kitambo utungesikia kwa TV ama kwa radio, so and so, ama hata kwa magazeti, nani wametumwa waende wafanye kazi wapi, ambassador to where. This guy is quietly doing these things under the taxpayers' money. Na watu hata wajui. We had a function hapo London, Kenyans in the Park. We usually have it annually. Kenyans from all over UK. Tunaenda huko stalls nini. Huyo ambassador, huyo mama alikuja kutuongelesha. Tulimfukuza, tulipiga Ruto must go mpaka akapotea. Hata kutusalimia. Vile alikuwa shadini, we made noise and that is the way she went backstage. Sasa tumeletewa sasa kamtu huku, some man, hata sijui jina yake ni nani. This guy is literally reaching to us in all the groups, Kenyan groups za huku. Wame-infiltrate. Anapeana namba yake, anataka tukue kwa Zoom, anataka kukua nini. I was not there in one of the Zooms ambayo aliitisha kila mtu akue. But alikuja akatusomea kweli kweli. Vile Ruto this, Ruto that. Ruto this, Ruto that. So, tujue, as much as sometimes we want to cool down na hizo maandamano ama to cool down on what we are pushing for. Ujue Ruto is going an extra mile. Msimuone tu hivyo amepanda juu ya hizo maprado akichekacheka huko akisema sijui nini akitanga na kupanga. This guy is infiltrating even huku. Na ujue a lot of support came from us to even Kenyans. Hiyo nini ya Hanifa, most of us we contributed from the diaspora and we contributed willingly. Na ameingia sasa huku. I don't know any other ambassador amepelekwa wapi, but mimi sijawahi sikia deputy ambassador aje sasa na tumeletewa. He's literally pasting his numbers everywhere, calling Zooms and all that. Hiyo wacha nimalizie hiyo. Nimesikia just a while ago when you guys were talking about the nurses. Mimi sielewi. Personally, I'm a nurse in the UK. Sielewi hawa nurses wetu wanataka aje. Because leo watatoa hizo vitu zao, we need to go on strike. Kesho wanakuwa compromised. Juzi walimu wametoka wakakuwa compromised. Sijui nani watatoka wamekuwa compromised. Then it is back and forth. There is a way that they are easily managed. Kama wanataka si wakuwe waitishe one big maandamano. Doctors, nurses, teachers, na ikuwe one big thing so that they do it at once. Na tuwasaidie huku na within Kenya. Watu watoke, kila mtu watoke, hao moms and dads, they are the teachers, watoke. Because vijana ni kama vijana sasa hawana kazi, vijana hawatapewa kazi. The moms and dads want to keep on coming out in terms of nursing, in terms of teachers. Si waitishe kila watu watoke at one maandamano na tumalize hii kitu. Even here we strike as nurses. Na tukistrike, they listen to us. Tukitoka tunasikizwa na hata juzi tumeongezwa pesa kwa sababu tulitoka na we are not being compromised na tutaongezwa. The problem again with the issue of nurses and everything, Nyinyi watu mkimalizana na Ruto na kila mtu, tafadhalini and then go for that Atwoli man. That guy does not need to be in that office. Huyo mtu ni mtu hizi mastrike zote ziwe za workers nini is the one the government anawekanga mbele, alafu anasema kama jana ameenda airport sema hizo vitu. One day ebu tutoeni hiyo hashtag Atwoli must go. Asikize hakuna kitu anatusaidia nayo, and the workers we need somebody youthful atokeleze ndiye atuongeleshe aongee on behalf of vijana wapate job. Let me finish by saying this because I need to be quick. Nimejua kila mtu anataka tumalize hii maneno. About the Endarasha kids, it is very, very painful. That is the discussion today. Very
Mama Gen Z, tumekupoteza ama wanyama? Can you hear our mom?
Mnanisikiza?
Yeah, tunakusikia sasa.
Oh,
Proceed.
mlinipotea. Nimepotea na wapi yake? Mmesikia Atwoli?
Tumesikia Atwoli, inafaa tutoe Atwoli must go. So tumekupoteza like 3 seconds.
Endarasha. Oh, Endarasha.
Yes.
Sasa I'm winding up na hii maneno ya Endarasha. Nimesema it is really, really painful for mothers like me. Na nasikia kitu inaniwasha na inaniweka nisilale, ndio nakuwa hata kwa hizi spaces like niko job lakini nimeweka something in my ear nisikie spaces. Ni because everything in Kenya saizi ni kama it's normal. Wacha niwaambie, juzi watoto 3 waliuliwa hapa in this country. The next day the prime minister was at the scene. A few days later the king ambaye hata ni mgonjwa alienda scene. Prime minister ameenda, king ameenda. Sisi hii yetu, mtu ako na time ya kupanda juu ya hizo magari zake kuzurura, sijui anaenda Luo Nation, sijui kufanya nini, ujinga, sijui kwenda kufanya maneno, sijui what, homecoming and what, and kids are burnt and it is like it is normal. My friends, hakuna kitu. We should not normalize a few things. Tupige makelele, sisi tutazidi kupiga makelele huko. We have groups here in the UK that we keep on, tuko hata na zile zinaitwa maandamano, Kenyans in the UK. We will keep pushing from this side. We will also keep supporting you in every way. Wale wanaenda Endarasha leo, please endeni kwa ground mtuambie nini inaendelea. Because we can also do our memos here. Tuwaulize, tuende, because we are also planning one major maandamano kurudi hapo embassy. Tena tuende to consolidate a few issues. Now that man anataka kila saa tuongeleshe. Atoke huko juu, ashuke chini, tumwambie what we think. Apeleke huyo mtu wake huyo anamtuma huko akuja atu unsettle. So the Endarasha thing, please, we are encouraging all of you, please, endeni kwa ground. We are keeping tabs tuone, tusikie ni nini inaendelea, because it cannot be normal. Mimi hata mnasikia niko mgonjwa, nikisikia the IG acting, hata hizi enda kwa court like it is normal. Watu wamepotea, 3 people are not, we don't even know where kina Njagi are. Na watu ni kama tu ni tuliongea juzi na saizi we can't even talk about it. But anyway, wacha niwamalizie. We are in support. I support you people. It is not even just about nini, even your time. Imagine space inaendelea the whole night, the whole day. My friends, mimi niko na nyinyi, nawaombea sana na sana na sana. Na kama kuna kitu tunatuma. Please, at the end of it all, ebu munipatie just a one M-Pesa number nitumanishe, hata kama ni chai ya vikombe 3 mkunywe. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Okay, asante. Acha yeah, takutafuta huko nyuma. Asante. So hey guys, naona request kadhaa hapa, but let me just bring in MESQ and then I go to Candid Truth to Kisonga.
Okay, thank you so much.
Songea Mike.
Nasema mambo vipi? Unasikia vizuri?
Yes, nakusikia.
Okay. Unajua nimekuwa nimekaa tu hivi. Yaani nikasema like tunaishi country gani? Wala watu wanafanya literature, there's something inaitwa magical realism. Yaani very strange things like are happening, like in facts, like in really they are really happening. But they are too strange again to believe they are happening. Mimi story ya Endarasha like inanitisha sana. And I think what we're dealing with here, it's something that's very big. Yani ni shule, hakuna hata CCTV. Hata kwa criminal law kuna kuona kitu tuanga hearsay. Yani kale kamoshene, ati hii moto ilianzia hapa. Yani historia ya Endarasha, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Like tunasema tu ni moto iliungua, moto iliwaka. Ati tunaambiwa sijui watoto waliungua kwa wakangamia. Na wengine bado hawajakuwa accounted for, but hakuna hata hearsay. Hata ule village mmoja tusikia, hata village mmoja anatokea kwa anasema hii moto ilianza hivi, tulisikia manuru. Hakuna, like there is nothing, and people are quiet, like everyone is quiet, kila mtu amenyamaza. Those villagers, everyone is quiet. Saizi tunasikia sijui watoto wako huko Uganda ama sijui wako wapi. Like what is happening? Ni business ya organ inaendelea in this country, or what is happening? Like what is happening? And in most of these places nikiongea, there's something I've always said. Kumekuwa na this obsession with our politicians with Dubai. Every time nasikia huyu ameenda Dubai. Even juzi wakati Ruto alitoka huko China, nasikia alipitia Dubai. Na tunafaa tufanye investigation. Ni biashara gani inafanya huko Dubai? And these people, they are always interested in that country. Every time wako huko, wako Dubai. What is it? Ni nini iko Dubai? You guys, and I've always said this, ni nini iko Dubai? Even Raila mwenyewe anaenda Dubai. Nani anaenda Dubai? Not even for holidays or anything. What kind of business do these people run there? What kind of business do these people run there? And I've always said, those guys when wako huko Qatar, wako huko Dubai, you guys, you have intel, mnajua hizi story. Tell us these people if it is their businesses. Tunaweza kwa tumekaa hapa na tupate kumbe these guys, they are running a very big organ transplant business huko hivyo. You guys, and we just here. Imagine saizi nimekaa hivi. Me personally, I have a kid. I have a very small daughter. And I can't imagine siku moja tu nimekaa chini hivi and I can't see that. Yani sijui mali yako, sijui amekufa, sijui ako hai, I don't know. Sijui kama hizo DNA test, sijui ni mambo anifanye zitakuja like I don't know you guys if you're getting this question. Like guys, this is magical realism. Like these are very strange things that are happening. And to make matters worse, everyone knows that there's a problem here. Kila mtu anajua. Yani paka normalize seeing strange things in our news. Like seeing strange things nowadays is very normal to us Kenyans. It's very normal. Hati kulikuwa na prison break, sijui watu walitoroka kwa bana. Mtu mwenye alikuwa kwa news ati yeye ndio sijui ndio murder suspect sijui nini, unaambiwa alitoroka. Like mpaka saizi story ilishaisha na everybody forgot about it. Yes, even if this was a drama these guys were playing to us. Like guys, this is very strange to me. Like it's very strange to me. Na tukasahau. Haya, ndio story tunasikia saa hizi. Tukutoka hizo stories za watu kupotea. Stories za Adani. It's very true. It is true, like you're seeing this thing. Like everyone knows. Yeah, okay, union workers, their leaders have already been compromised. And things are back to normal. Watu washasahau. Leo watu wamerudi kazi. They have forgotten. Like in the past 11 hours, they were crying, don't sell our airport, don't do this. They are forgotten. Na kila kitu ni kama iko normal kwao. They are forgotten, like someone alikuwa shapatiwa deal ya millions of money hapo hivyo, anakuja na waimbia ati waende Kayole sijui afanye nini. And people that are taking it as normal. Like who cast us? Nani ameturoga kwa kichwa zetu? Like what is happening? Like what is happening? Do your education systems are easy? Fucked up completely. Me, I can even imagine if wakati nilikuwa naingia kampuni ningeambiwa maybe I have to pay sijui 60,000 per year. I couldn't even afford it, honestly. Saizi unasikia mtu anaambiwa sijui the parent has to pay 100,000. Ukiangalia mtu anatoka kwa village of the village in Nyaribari Chache, like in the interior of the village. Na hata hizi pesa zenye wame increase kwa fees, no one can justify it. No one can justify when we have increased the fees from 20,000 to 200 something thousand. No one can justify. There is no even proposal that now this, since fees zitakuwa zimeincreasiwa, we're going to build this and this and this. just telling us ni madeni tunalipa. Like very strange things that everyone knows. It's very strange to us, but we're doing nothing about it. Those guys wanaenda Endarasha. I want to advise you guys, mukienda huko, try to collect information from the villagers because hao ndo wanajua. And there's also actually a reason. I feel like there's a reason why these strange things happen in that village. Ndani ya village huko mali watu si wengi, watu wiko informed, watu wana simu za makamera, watu wana nini. There's a reason why. There's always a reason why. When you're going there, try to get this intel because this is very strange. Normally accident ikitokea unasikianga kulikuwa na mtu alikuwa, even that hearsay which is not evidence per se. There is nothing hapa Endarasha tunaambiwa. And people are just silent. Watu wanaamuka wanaenda kazi yao kama kawaida. People are just silent. My leaders, people just there making noise there. And like, what is happening in Kenya is what I describe as magical realism. Very strange things happening, and they're very strange to believe that they're happening. And they're happening now. Tumeongoza hapa movement, Gen Z. Some people are being paid money like Kenya imeanza kukuwa run kama narcos. No rules for, like, as long as you have money, law itakuwa applied kwako. Angalia Kenya Masengeli anafanya like literally. Lakini wewe ambaye siku moja ukose kwenda court even one day, utakujiwa na masubaru, utakujiwa na malanduku za kwako. If these people indeed they respect this law, mbona wasimwendee? They know how it is and everything. Why they fear? Then you're saying here we have a country. Then mimi namka asubuhi nachapa kazi yangu, I'm paying tax to feel these hyenas, manzi. And Kenyans, we need to rise and wake up, manzi. I don't want to talk so much, but what is happening in Kenya, it's very strange. And I'm praying those kids wapatikane. Those kids waende kwa wazazi wao. I drop the mic. Wanyama.
Guys, I'm trying to reconnect here, and I'm also trying to get Marvin as well to come back. Can you hear me? Just give me a tap.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Candid Truth, have you spoken? Help still.
Can hear you.
Go ahead. Have you spoken?
No, I've not yet spoken.
Ongea bana. What are you hearing? Speak.
Okay. I want to really thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Wanyama and Kioti. I just raised my hand when I had mothers being mentioned. I'm a mother, and I have been speaking here once in a while. And actually, somebody asked where are the mothers. I really hope you knew what mothers are going through. Mothers, we are going through a lot of pain, a lot of anguish, a lot of turmoil. Every day we are holding our bellies. Every day we are really travailing because of the pain and the devastation that is happening in this country. I, speaking myself as a mother, it really pains me. It really pains me day in, day out. And that is why once in a while I speak here. When we see our children being abducted, being shot at, and they are demonstrating peacefully, they are only holding their flags and their phones and bottles of water, and they are just being shot at. And it has come to a point that, somebody asked where are the mothers. And I raised my hand to just let you know who are here. If you know a mother out there who is as pained as me, kindly just tell them to inbox me. Because we have to raise up, as mothers. If our children are bold enough to go out there and fight for this country, even as mothers, we can raise up. We cannot continue crying in our homes. We cannot continue complaining behind the scene when our children are in the front line. So I've just called to request you, if you are a mother here and you're listening to me, kindly inbox me. I've been trying to talk to my friends, to a few neighbors here and there, and people have that fear. And when it comes to such matters, you can't really coerce people, you cannot drag people. You have to work with like-minded who have really, wale wamekata kamba kama nyinyi JC vile mmekata kamba. Watu ambao wameamua mbaya mbaya. So me, I'm looking for such people. Wale wameamua mbaya mbaya. Kama ni kwa street wa mama tumwagike. What is wrong? What is wrong? Tumwagike tuende wherever, because now we cannot continue being quiet. So you young people who are here, maybe you have mothers who are equally troubled, who are equally pained, and ambao pia wameamua mbaya mbaya, just connect them to me. Me, I'm ready. In fact, once in a while I demonstrate alone in town. I don't tell you these things. I demonstrate alone in town. Even there's a time I was nearly beaten at parliament buildings. But I don't call cameras. I don't want much attention. But deep inside me, my heart is really aching. So that is all I wanted to say. I'm ready when somebody's ready. Let's go out there and do something. Let's go out there and stand for our children. Because I cry every day. My child has not been hurt. Nobody has happened to anybody. I know, but as a mother, I feel bad. I cry every day. I cry to God. I cry by myself, wondering what kind of rot is this. We are in this not a country. This has become a barbaric nation where people are being slaughtered. Watoto wanaangushwa, wanawekwa kwa gunia, wanatupwa kwa swamp. And the mothers, we are quiet. How? So that is all I wanted to say, and thank you for listening.
Okay, thanks a lot, Candid. And lastly, we have Gitari John. Mr. John, can you hear me? Gitari John.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and speak to us. Candid, please mute your mic.
Nakupata?
Ongea baba.
Wanyama na Kotus, na habari zenu?
We are not okay. You speak.
Yes. Mimi nashangaa na serikali ya Kenya sasa hivi. Yaani kitu kenye inanisumbua mimi kichwani mwangu ni moja sana. Inakuwaje watoto wetu wanachukuliwa wanapelekwa Uganda? Kwani hao ni Waganda ama ni wa Kenya? Wanaenda kufanya nini Uganda? Uganda kwani ni kwao ama ndio kwa wazazi wao ama ndio wapi? Hii ni Kenya gani? Serikali inatufanyaje hivi vibaya hivi? Mbona watoto wenyewe wasirudishwe kwa wazazi wao, wapelekwe Uganda? Wanaenda kufanyishwa nini Uganda? Wanaenda kutumishwa nini Uganda? Uganda si kwao, wao ni wa Kenya, warudishwe kwao Kenya. Kama serikali inatupata vizuri, itusaidie na itufanyie kinachohitajika. La sivyo mimi ninacho mobilize hapa kwangu ni kwamba Gen wenye tumetoka nje kuania kwamba tupate uhuru. Hatuwezi pata uhuru kwa kusema, bali tuchukue makura, tuwe na kura mfukoni. Tutakapofika wakati wa 2027, hii giza tunayoiona leo tuibadilishe iwe mwanga wa kesho. Mimi sitakuwa na mengi, yangu ni hayo. Nina huzuni sana.
Umeongea vizuri John. Hauna kuongeza, usiongeze kidogo.
Mengi nitaongea lakini kwa sasa nimesema sana.
Asante sana John. Frederick Mwangangi. Marvin, please try and speak to Frederick kusikia kana kusikia. Kioti, unanisikia? Wait, najiongelesha ni? Esquire, can you hear me?
Yes. Wanyama, mimi nakusikia vizuri sana.
Okay. Sawa, ni Marvin anisikia nakaa. So, Frederick Mwangangi, I wanted you to speak last before we close the space. If that's not the case, Marvin, let me. Esquire, do you have anything else to add before I bring in Marvin? After Marvin vizuri. One last thing.
I have nothing to say, but oh, there's something with you guys. I don't know, Wanyama, if you're aware that there is a bill in parliament, and it was the Council of Elders bill. Ruto ameamua kurudi that the Moi way to bring the village elders. There's a bill hapo previous baraza na also tunalia hatuna pesa na
Mike yako iko mbali, bro.
unanisikia vizuri saizi?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, I don't know if you guys are aware that there is a bill called the Council of Elders Bill, proposed by the one and only, the person mwenye ananga akili, Didmas Baraza. That bill inataka kwanza kulipa those village elders, wale wazee wa vijiji wote wakuwa wanalipwa every month by the government. I think you guys, you can know where that is heading to, kwa sababu already tuko na structure chiefs. I don't know why we need also kuanza kulipa ma village elders. I think in one of the Ruto way to collect intel from villages, vile Moi used to do, used to pay all village elders. So you guys should be aware that Ruto ako hapa and Ruto is not going anywhere. Hata kama anauza hizi kwa ndani, this guy is not going anywhere. Na bado anatumia law to go and achieve his dictatorship. So we need to take a look at that bill. Wanyama anamalizia hapo.
Okay, asante sana bro. Na by the way, hiyo
Sawa. Wanyama, I hope now unanisikia because
sasa nakusikia Marvin. But before Marvin aende, unaona village elders pia wako kwa the county structure. Ukiangalia county government structure, below the MCA kunao village leaders. Something for you to ponder upon. Marvin.
yes, Wanyama, unanisikia?
Loud and clear.
Okay, sawa. Frederick, ulikuwa ushaongea? I think the rest of the speakers on your kapa juu walikuwa washa submit their nini. Frederick?
Huyo jamaa aski.
Okay, sawa. Ni kama watu washachoka. Anyway, acha nijaribu ku approve another mic and then we'll see. The last cohort. Okay, I've brought in Armstrong. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother, and everyone else. For me, I just want to add something very small, and maybe as we close the channel, as we close the space, inafaa tukumbuke kitu moja. One thing inafaa tukumbuke, Ruto is very much prepared, and ni kama watu tumesahau tumeanza kusema story ya 2027. Guys, if we wait for 2027, we are not going to get this thing right. Ruto is going to get back because Ruto sai is gathering support. Hata Raila kwenda AU, it's for a purpose because unajua AU in a champion for the reinstatement of African presidents, especially those who do not serve Africa. And remember, Kenyan election is a very high stakes election, especially for the West. Especially right now, the West is losing ground in Africa. Mnanisikia? Yeah, so guys, the only way to get this thing right is to go back to this. Hata ukiangalia across Africa, states kama Burkina Faso, wenye wamefanya vitu, now they are doing things right. They never went through the ballot way. The ballot way will never save us. Because believe me, the West will get their candidate. They will do everything they can to get their candidate because as long as they have the puppets, they get everything they want from Africa. Actually, the West depends on Africa for almost everything. Raw materials is Africa. Market for those poor quality goods and such nonsense is Africa. So Kenya is a high stakes election. Yenye tukingoja tuende ballot, I'm afraid, guys, we may never get it through the ballot. The only way, in fact, freedom has never been won through the ballot. Just tell me any.
Oh, Armstrong.
Yeah?
You're speaking.
Oh, no. I'm not finished. I don't know if you people can hear me well.
I can hear you. Marvin, huyu jamaa bado ana inject that freedom can never be won at the ballot.
Yes. So guys, just think of any state in Africa where freedom has been won through the ballot. Just give me one. And when we're talking about freedom, we should be talking about the real freedom. Freedom from colonization. Freedom from neo-colonization. Because that's the problem in Azianga huko. Because whatever you are seeing here, by the way, this case of Kenya is like naweza tumia analogy ya the prison and the jailer, whereby you are in prison, a group of you are in prison, then within the prison, the owner of the prison ameweka representative, so elevate a few of you are elevated to the elite within the prison to guard you, to manage you. So if you create a small revolt, yes, you may remove the elite from the prison, but you've not saved yourself from the prison, from the jailer. So the jailer in Kenya are the West. Now to get this thing right, they are not going to allow us to get our candidate, because, for example, say we may support Morara. Morara may not even make it to the ballot. He may be killed. Anything can happen, or even massive rigging can happen. Because if you see Ruto going back to the grassroots, hadi wanataka kulipa chiefs and council of elders, my friend, that guy knows that we don't want him, and he's going to do whatever it takes, and his masters are behind him. So, guys, as we started from those mandamanos, that is the only way we can get this thing right. Yeah, thank you. That's all I had for today.
Marvin amemaliza.
Oh, sawa. Unajua, nateseka sana leo hapa kidogo. I don't know why. So, noisemaker, your time is now 3 minutes, and then tumalize na Sesco. And then we call it a day, I think. Noisemaker? Noisemaker can't speak. Sesco?
Unanisikia KOT?
Yes. Proceed.
Kutaka kuback up Armstrong Kenya amesema. There's this thing, I don't know. Tuache kukaa tu na uongo. Hatuwezi sema we don't have a strategy right now. If we go the election way, fuck it. I'm telling you. Elections in Kenya ni mambo ya deep state. Hata tukitoa nani tupeane, it will never help. Actually, this is the time yenye tunafaa to change the whole thing. Because if you wait to 2027, we know how these things do work. Hakuna DMC tunajua tuko na yeye tunaweza peana atiende akue president. We can never be like this ati formless, leaderless. 2027 ikifika huyu jamaa atarudi bado. I think the thing yenye tunafaa kuwa sasa hivi we are speaking about, it's about civic education. Wenye wasi wako huko ndani. Majensis wenye wako huko Bungoma huko whatever. I don't know what happens tukifika time elections tukienda ku-elect watu. Tribeless tutasema tuko tribeless. Ikifika hiyo time I don't know what happens. So me, I think the main thing sahi inafaa tu we know what we can do right now. It's not about the elections. It's about the street. Going to the street, speaking what you want to speak right now. Because man, these guys are unstoppable. Wame create record yao kina Ruto. These people are experienced. There's no way tutapeana tutasema tuko leaderless mpaka lini. It's not going to work. Hata tukipea Morara maybe hata fika hiyo 2027 atakuwa Megenya or something. We don't know. This thing of saying you're leaderless and stuff, it's high time to kuje tu na strategy. We know the way forward. Ama we continue speaking, saying things, but Like right now angalieni watu wangapi wako hapa, 147 around 150. It's not making right sense kabisa. We need to have a strategy. Tunafaa tu tujue, tukae chini tutambue, tujue rada ni gani. If not so Ruto ataishi tu kusema vijana wapige kelele, tunajua how things work. Inafaa we come with the strategy and we know what to do. Civic education iendelee kabisa, cause I'm quite aware whoever we can choose to be our leader I don't know if there's anyone here kama KOT unaweza jifund ati ufanye politics za nini, ufanye campaign za president, watu wapi yodo. How are you going to use, the president ni noma sana. Kama MPs they use more than 30 million or 40 million MPs na ni constituency. Sasa it's not making sense. We need to come with a strategy right now. Tujurada ni gani? Sasa hivi watu wa campus tushaanza kugoma. Hebu naingia venye inataka sasa. So I mean, tunafaa tukuje na strategy sasa by the way. We are supposed to be thinking Kenya tutafanya ndio watu wajue what's happening. Tukitulia hivi tutatulia, tukue comfort tuingie, tugoje 2027. Then turudi kwa space current. So we need a strategy. That's all I had. KOT.
Okay, thank you so much. And guys, it's true, we really need a strategy. Yeah, na mimi wanawaambia kila siku, if you want to have change, then we should be that change. And so mimi nakubaliana na wewe Sesko kwamba we need a strategy. We need to continue with civic education. Sio ati tuanze civic education. Civic education already tushai roll, yeah. Wewe kama unapanda matatu alafu unaingia tu hapo unaona watu wamejazana kwa viti na unanyamaza, then wewe kwanza ndio unatu let down. You should be speaking out, yeah. Enlighten those people, enlighten us wa matatu, yeah. So civic education, we already rolled it out. So ni wewe tu. In fact, I have, sijui niko na nini ngapi hapa. I have like 700 posters hapa zenye nimeprint juzi. Yeah. And so kama uko within Nairobi and you want them, just reach out. Niko nazo nyingi sana. Now we are still doing that. We are still printing a lot of them because huwezi enda pia tukuongelesha tu watu without giving them Wakenya mahali wanaona what you are talking about. So civic education mashinani, we already rolled it out. We're doing this. Watu wa hometown kwetu Bungoma, I'll be coming there on 1st next month, so lazima tu link up tuone kina nani hao walinunua maua za Madaraka Day 25 million. Nasikia watu huko wananunua wheelbarrow ya kubeba takataka na 110,000 per piece. So guys, civic education, it's what we really need to do. As much as tunaenda huko streets kugombana huko na kukurant na kupuliza vuvuzela na firimbi kusema Ruto must go, civic education is the most important thing. And so kama hujaanza ole wako, civic education watu walianza kitambo. So kama uko within Nairobi, then sure you come for these posters. Kama wewe unatembeanga kwa watu pale matatu, kwa zile social justice centers, yeah, pale naitwaje, the citizens assembly pale Jivanji, sure you come for them. Na pia you can request for the document you go and print, yeah. So mimi sina mengi ya kusema, nilitaka Nancy atumalizie, Nanviki atumalizie space, then I'll get it back to Wanyama afunge. Nanviki?
Thank you, KOT. Thank you, Wanyama, and everyone. Good morning, wherever you are. Okay, langu tu ni moja limenileta hapa. Nilikuwa naomba mngeweza maybe kama topic ya jioni mnaweza weka discussion ya kwamba tuchague tu viongozi wetu ambao sasa watakuwa wanatusimamia kama inawezekana for now, because Naona time inaenda na hakuna kitu tunafanya. Yes, tunafanya civic education, but tunafaa kuwa na watoto ambao wametusimamia, tunajua maybe kama ni Kioti ama ni Morara. Let's declare our leaders. Thank you.
Na ndiki hilo swala lako inaweza kuwa gumu kidogo, lakini we'll discuss that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for joining us on this space today, this morning. Yeah, we've been here with Wanyama since 8 a.m. and remember, this space huwa ina continue every day in the morning and evening, and so today in the evening will be on my timeline from 8 p.m. to late night. So mimi sinanga mambo mengi. Just want to thank you guys for always giving us an audience, always coming here on the speakers panel to contribute. Na pia wale wakutupea mawaidha tu. I get a lot of DMs huko, people encouraging us not to lose hope. And so our hope, but we are keeping it high, knowing that we'll have good governance in this country to the end, knowing that Ruto will go with his bad governance. And so thank you so much for always encouraging us, continue praying for us, and also pray for this country, because if we let this country continue to go into a very wrong trajectory the way inaendelea, then we'll be suffering more than we've been suffering. So let us continue injecting, offering civic education, rant, and do what you can to ensure that we have good governance in our country. So mimi sina budi ila ni kurudisha usukani kwake Wanyama. Ningeomba nichukue kopo la maji kisha tukutane jioni. Asante.
Thanks a lot Marvin. Na nisikia hapa ninajaribu tu kuongea. Guys, give me a 100 if you can hear me as you complete the space.
Unakusikia but kuna echo.
What about now? Can you hear me? Vizuri. Mabado kuna echo. Okay. That's interesting. So guys, that's a lot. Chenye Marvin amesema plus more plus whatever the speakers have said. Alafu tukimaliza vile tunamaliza, I'll just play our song that is offended and then that's it. We call it a day. Tupatane jioni pale kwa timeline ya Marvin. Hakuna pale nguvu imeenda bana. We are still here and we'll keep doing what we do best. That is asking for good governance. So have a lovely day from me.
I'm here to address you, Mr. Speaker. We don't fear you. Tupandani, we don't inside. Condolences to the families and friends of all the Gen Z we lost 2024. Our freedom fighters, our heroes. I'm offended. Little. I'm more than offended, bro. I'm disgusted. Aje sasa. Yeah, skiza. Ini more than just music. Ini chant, ni gas kwa wabuze. Yeah, ini more than just music. Ini chant, ni gas kwa wabuze. Ini more than just music. Ini chant, tunakasa wabuzi. Leo wanatuona tuliwavutia tu juzi. Saini ya ibu gani? Na mkipiga magoti nyuomba Mungu mgani? Na anda your watch mmeua watu wangapi? Kennedy Onyango 12 years Rongai. Denzel Omondi mchukulia uhai. Hapa ni wapi? Mungu walai. Austin Makoha, Christian Gitonga, Joshua Wambati na Wilson Sitati. Bado tunawapenda, kuna siku watu wa hati. Oresh wetu, Erwins wetu, Caroline Shiramba na Valentine Jerry. Hata surrender bado mapambano daily. Vicky Scott, Clayton Mavali. Usiku kucha tuko macho hatulali. Kevin Maganga, Emmanuel Tata, Lema Yenda Saine, Matthew Njoroge, Kelvin Mawasi na Kennedy Njeru. Tawakumbuka diaspora mpaka Ujeru. Eric Iratu, Ibrahim Wanjiru, Kennedy Maina na Erickson Kialo, Eric Kayoni na David Che. kihunga chenye mlifanya mikono tunawaunga fegi tuliwasha hadi vita wanakula tiaga walitupa kama shisha tulivuta Rex Masai mweke picha kwa manguo fundishe history makando mpaka na machuo how kids women and many have been mentioned working in 2024 fighting for the nation yeah ini more than just music ini chanta ni gas kwa wapuze yeah ini more than just music ini chanta ni gas kwa wapuze kusikia hiyo story ya mlima mara shika na mtembe mzima usomi viongozi wamegeuka makabila nchi yetu italali wametupa ndani ya pipa opposition walidandia vipi amekwenda vijana wakajigawia viti wanachinda walishikwa wakalala ndani ya jela wengine wakapigwa marisasi wakagenya damn president bila emotions na kila Sunday na mwana kwa devotions na huyo Mungu ndo atakupiga viboko wazazi wetu wakipulia migoko visiteto warozo wanatumia machoka awani milioni wanabaia mokoksan imagine mate mpaka ofisi ya dogas mtueleze hiyo ndiyo kuokoka mnataka kuzaea kwetu wa Kampala na hiyo dini tunaielewa kwa undani sana na hiyo kitu kikajo hiyo ni hatari sana na umekimya kukiona hapana bana wengi ni taxi wamefika kwa karia wana biashara kwenda na wasu wakalia nyinyi ndani tunafaa kuimport kadamia ndani ya gate kimawazo kama twale na ngamia ini more than just music ini chanta ni gas kwa wapuze yeah ini more than just music ini chanta ni gas kwa wapuze when leader wanani nyumbani mambo wewe kujali badala ya ajira nyumbani mayoto anatumwa kwa nchi za mbali tunahitaji manpower tubadilishe kila mitaa home hata bila ya education kama medication walimu na pension na BTC ni time sana jua ikitu ni lazima tuiseme na kuna kugonga Mungu wananchi wamekaa kwa chuta jenzi ni time sana jua ikitu ni lazima tuiseme na kuna kugonga Mungu wananchi wamekaa kwa chuta Britain ziko so open crocodile tears zinahitaji intervention ya kitu vitu kikwa live shapoteza meaning pombe inatumika mtoa ndoa ndio lishapoteza kifunguo offended youth you are depressed na kazi na serikali na pia kazi wanafanya retirement sombono na dance na hata mambo ya worry hakuna hata pesa ya kulipa peanuts busy kila mtu anauza njugu si wenzetu wakati wa kura ndo kwa kuita majukumu serikali ndio inajali what we say parliament ilikuwa ni headphones na sio speaker mchana unalala bunge na usiku wanataka night allowance hatred ni ngumu love ni rare wakristo ndio kuna chuki sana ironically some of their favorite verses iko in the book of Romans truth iko na arrogance RIP breaking Kenya is life's important let's teach our girls squeeze wengine wanatokea miadarati ni wao wingi of substance I'm offended we have a long way to go as a country na see distance wafungwa bado wanaingia watu wakiwa kwa jela propaganda in the cell hapo state house wasikudanganye na deeds hawataki kwenda heaven wanaogopa kwenda hell wasikudanganye na words body language can tell misplaced priorities hakuna maji kwa mifereji na masaa ya kura wako busy with top talent waliaidi stadium lakini kwa grounds vitu ni different na kukihika naiba na sambuku avieta gavana koloyo kuwa ndani amani trees wa majani promises the mingi lakini manifesto zao ni kama katiba zote zinasema vitu zenye hakuna offended nchi yetu ya Kenya tutakapenda kuwezana kuilinda na tutajenga taifa letu